Hello, hello. We are back. Hi, hi, hi. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Hello. I saw a sane pop in here. Get ready to get pissed off. Hello, hello. I saw Carrie, Cree, Osane, Brooke. I know, Brooke. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hey, S-Dubs. I'm glad you're covering this case. In my opinion, this chick is guilty AF. Hey, Augie. Good to see you, my love. Good to see you, S-Dub. S-Dubs, you know what? I've been looking this case up all morning. If you don't know the Alexee Trevizo case, it is insane. It makes me sick to my stomach. Oh, yay, Carrie. I hope you feel better. Hey, Barbie Jean. So Alexee Trevizo is from Artesia, New Mexico. She was 19 at the time of the crime, alleged crime. January 27th, 2023. Before I get started, hi, I always forget. I just jump right into it. I watched that one documentary. Oh, yeah, we're going to do a little bit of everything today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Melly. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, turn on the notifications, do all the YouTube stuff. Oh, hype me up too. Hey, KCMO. And then I saw KMB, new sub here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for subbing. Hey, Kenny. Yeah, so make sure you do all the YouTube things, and now you can hype people up, hype up their lives and stuff. And it really helps. Actually, it was intended for, I just spaced what I was saying. It was intended for smaller channels is where I was going with that. It really, really helps like us little smaller channels. And hey, Dee Dee, lots of legalities in this case, says Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys what I think before I get into, it's hype up a live. Yeah, you can hype up like after the video, I think. I don't know if you can do it during the live, but you can, where you can see the live chat and the comments. I think there's a button where you can hype it up. One of my mods, Laura, she was like, I'm hyping you up. And I thought like, she meant like, oh, I'm hyping you up like as a friend, you know? So I was like, yeah, girl, hype me up. And she's like, no, Melly, like there's a button to hype you up. And I was like, oh, I thought she was just hyping me up. My head's too big. Yeah, I was just like, okay, well, still. Anyways, hype it up, find it. It's somewhere on there. It really helps small channels. April, you're my new favorite channel. Yay! Oh, thank you, April. No, I was not aware of this case, so thank you for covering it. Hey, Mom Shack. Yes, Mom Shack. Some of you are familiar with the case. Some of you have not heard about it. Mom Shack says, happy weekend. Happy weekend. You two followed this when it came out after graduation. And lots of students posted how she knew and was picking out the names. She's a demon. She was partying it up too after. Okay, let's get started. So Alexee Trevizo is from Artesia, New Mexico. She was 19 at the time of the alleged crime, January 27th, 2023. And since this has happened, since her arrest, it has not been good. It's kind of like the Courtney Clenny case, which is coming up in December. By the way, I will be playing the trial, so don't cheat on me. Watch it here with me. I've kept up with the Courtney Clenny case. I know it was low-key quiet for a minute because her attorneys were fighting. They were trying to remove the DA. There's a bunch of stuff in the Courtney Clenny. I've read the documents. Make sure you check out that playlist. Her trial starts in December, and I cannot wait. And then this one too. We've just been waiting. We've been waiting years and years and years. It seems like, you know, I'm exaggerating. It's only been like 2 years. But ever since she got arrested, it's been a huge problem. There's a lot of, like Dee Dee said, a lot of legality issues here. So her attorneys are fighting that. Oh, so I didn't even tell you guys what happened. And I'll give you guys a little itinerary, if I may, for the live. We're going to read the affidavit. It's only like 4 pages. We'll get through it pretty quick. I want to play some of the most prominent and important body cam. I have it all unredacted. So I want to play just like bits and pieces of the hospital, and then I want to play one by the doctor. They're each like 10 minutes. I just want to get the main facts of everything before this actually gets, you know, into the court system and there's a trial and etc. I have the hospital documents. Just want to go through the post-mortem examination of the baby, and then I want to go through the radiology report. And then we're gonna read, I will read a little bit about morphine, and I'll tell you guys why. So Alexee went into the hospital Hey, Louie. Alexee went into the hospital. She was a cheerleader. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, she was a cheerleader. And she went into the hospital and she was like, oh, I have back pain. You know, she was claiming that she had a severe back pain. And so she went in and she claims that she didn't know that she was pregnant. And she went into the hospital. They were treating it as back pain. So they gave her pain medication, which was the morphine. So, and basically she's at the hospital and she's like, oh, my back pain. And then she's sitting there. They give her medication. They do this stuff. They don't do a pregnancy test, clearly, I don't think, before they give her the morphine, is what my understanding is. I might be wrong about it. I don't know, like, I haven't read through the, what do you call them? Like, the back and forth motion. So, but she goes into the bathroom. She says she has to use the bathroom, goes into the bathroom in the hallway of the hospital. And she comes back and there's a housekeeping, is that what they call them in the hospital? There's a cleaner that, you know, that goes around and does like janitorial stuff. And she was cleaning the bathroom. And when she took out the bathroom trash, she was like, why is it so heavy? And she sees in the bathroom trash that there's a whole baby in there, like a full-term baby in a trash bag in the trash can of the hospital bathroom. And Alexee had just came out of there. So it is alleged she gave birth in there and suffocated the baby and put it in the trash. Baby boy, by the way, who was full term. So she was 9 months or well over 9 months. And some claim that she ripped him out of herself. I don't know because I wasn't there. But, you know, the doctor talks about the umbilical cord and we're just going to watch all of it. It's crazy. First of all, you're 19, you're in a relationship and you're having sex. So how could you not know you're pregnant? I know it happens. People are like, Melly, it does happen. Do you remember? And I'm like, no, I don't remember any of those cases, but I don't know. Let me know if you've ever been pregnant and you had no idea. And so I don't get it, you know, and that's what's upsetting about this case is that she is going to, I think, in my opinion, she's going to walk. There's HIPAA issues. The George ruled in her favor at one of the hearings that her statement in the hospital gets removed from being legitimate in the case because her rights were violated. She was privileged. It's a hospital setting. There's a bunch of crap to it. So today we're just going to kind of deep dive. We're going to watch, like I said, read a few of the documents, watch a little bit of the body cam footage. And then on the next slide, I want to actually read a longer court document. That's like 40 pages. And that's the one that basically the judge ruled in favor of. So is there a possibility she might walk? Maybe, I think. I'm not really sure. I'm not a lawyer, but they've been ruling in her favor. So she's out of jail. She got out right away. She's not on probation, none of that I know of. And after the hospital incident, she just went home and was acting like nothing happened and living her life. And her mom is a big factor in this. You'll see her in the body cam footage. And I believe, in my opinion, that her mom and her knew. Believe what you want. We don't know the facts yet. She still has her rights and her day in for trial or whatever. But I find it hard to believe and that neither one of them knew, especially Alexee. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to start with the affidavit. It's 4 pages. It's not very long. I agree. Yeah. Do you have the test docs? Which ones? I can't believe she thought she would get away with it. I mean, another cheerleader case. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I'm going to be talking about another one later, which you guys are, I'm sure, all aware of, the Lake and Snelling case. Kind of the exact same thing. She found her baby in the closet. Well, didn't find the baby. I take that back. They found the baby in the closet. The police, she gave birth in her bedroom, I guess, and had the baby in the closet, the dead baby in the closet. And then Alexee pretty much did the same thing in the hospital. And I just have a lot of problems with this because, like, you're in a hospital. why not just tell him you don't want the baby? Like, I really don't understand why she couldn't just be like, I don't want it. I want to put it up for adoption. Give it away. Like, I'm confused that she would go to the hospital and not get the care that she needs to like give birth and then just like give it away up for adoption, and she just decides to unalive the baby. So part of her defense is the baby was already unalived. Well, it was already dead when she gave birth to it and put it in the trash. But the medical department is saying no, the baby was breathing. He had oxygen in his lungs. And so that's a part of the big debate is like, was the baby alive or not? And, you know, did she know she was pregnant? They're also blaming the hospital. The Trevizo family filed a lawsuit against the hospital, basically saying that they killed her baby when they gave her the morphine for the back pain, that, you know, it killed the baby. And so she just, I guess, gave birth or pulled it out of herself and then put it in a trash bag and dumped it, which still doesn't make sense. Even if the hospital is found liable, which I don't agree with, but I guess the science will say different. I think, why put it in the trash can? Like, that's still disposing of a body, right? Is that tampering with evidence? I mean, I feel like, why would she do this? But I think her mom plays a big factor in this. I think her mom is really controlling, and I think other things about the family, but those are just my opinions. And I think that, you know, she's lying. And I think she knew she was pregnant. There's pictures that I'm going to show you guys of her cheerleading, and she's like full blown belly. And she's like, I'm not pregnant. I'm just going to do a backflip. And she's like full blown pregnant. I feel bad for the cleaning lady. She's right. Yeah. Hey, Ash, good to see you. Okay. So let's just get through some of the details before we go through the body cam. This is the complaint. Alexee Trevizo filed 5/9/2023, count 1, murder in the first degree, or alternatively abuse of a child, intentional resulting in death, to tampering with evidence. Okay, so yeah, I was right. So on or about the 27th day of January 2023 in the county of Eddy, state New Mexico, Alexee Trevizo did kill John Doe, a human being without lawful justification or excuse by any of the means which death may be caused, did knowingly, intentionally, or negligently, and without justifiable cause or permit John Doe, a child, to be placed in a situation that endangered or might have endangered his life or health, and the abuse resulted in the death of John Doe. She did destroy, change, hide, place, or fabricate physical evidence, to wit, John Doe, with the intent to prevent the apprehension, prosecution, or conviction, and the highest crime for which tampering with evidence is committed is a capital first degree or second degree felony. So it says, Affiant is Detective Barnabas Gonzalez, employed by Artesia Police Department. Affiant has been employed in law enforcement for 7 years and is currently assigned to the Criminal Investigations Unit. On January 27th, 2023, Detective Gonzalez was contacted in reference to a death investigation. I was advised emergency room staff at the Artesia General Hospital had found a deceased newborn baby in the restroom trash can after a 19-year-old female had given birth in the restroom and did not tell anyone about it. I had a pregnancy from parents and I was old and I didn't care to admit because I was looking back. I see Carrie. Yeah, she seems scared of her mom. I think so. My daughter was given 10 milligrams of morphine at delivery. Oh, really, S. Dubs? That's interesting. Why didn't she try to save her baby? That's the $1 million question. Brooke says morphine doesn't kill you unless she overdosed. It would not kill an unborn baby. I'm going to go through some facts about that because it's interesting. Her mom says, Alexee, I told you about this. Yeah, her mom says she does. I can't remember the exact words. We're going to watch them, but that's why I think they knew. So it says, on arrival at the hospital, I spoke with officers and was advised of what happened. I was informed that the suspect, Alexee Trevizo, was currently being prepped for an emergency medevac flight to Lovelace Medical Center. I did not speak with her before she was flown. I spoke with the hospital staff one at a time who witnessed the events and had them tell me what they witnessed. The following is a synopsis. For further details, refer to the Axon body cam. I was informed Alexee had to go to the emergency room for lower back pains. Alexee had denied being pregnant and told nursing staff she had regular periods and did not have sex. Alexee told nursing staff she was currently on her period. Lab work was done and Alexee was found to be pregnant. Alexee went to the bathroom and refused to come out after being inside the room for an extended period of time, which was about, I believe the court document said 18 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, if I'm right. If I remember correctly. Alexee went to the bathroom and refused to come out. Alexee did not come out until nursing staff got keys from the security to unlock the door and told Alexee they were coming in. Alexee opened the restroom door and went back to her room. The nursing staff found the restroom covered in blood after Alexee opened the door. The nursing staff started treatment on Alexee for what they initially thought was Alexee trying to harm herself or having pregnancy-related medical problems. The nursing staff checked the toilet and found it empty. The nursing staff checked the trash can inside the restroom and found nothing on top of the trash can. The nursing staff was unsure if Alexee was experiencing an ectopic pregnancy, miscarriage, or was trying to cause a self-induced miscarriage. And one thing about that is she must have flushed like placenta and stuff down the toilet, right? I mean, she had to have, if there was nothing, which is crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Okay. So the nursing staff started treatment on Alexee while a housekeeper, redacted, was called to clean the large amount of blood inside the restroom. The housekeeper, name is redacted, cleaned up the blood first and then went to take the trash can bag out of the trash can and found it to be much heavier than usual. The housekeeper said she looked through the trash can and found a tied up trash can bag underneath the other trash. The housekeeper said the trash can bag was folded under with the tied end underneath itself. The housekeeper said she observed what looked like to be a baby through the side of the trash can bag and called the nurses over to check if it was one. 2 nurses, redacted, came to check the bag, and when they opened the trash bag, they found a newborn male that was already cold blue with no signs of life and a temperature of 95 degrees. One of the nurses said after they moved the deceased newborn to the room he was currently in, they had not moved anything and had left him as they found him. The items in the trash can with the newborn were paper towels and bags from the restroom and a tampon. They contacted the ER doctor, Heather, who checked the newborn and called time of death as 0228 hours. Doctor spoke with Alexee about the incident. Alexee told doctor the baby wasn't breathing when she gave birth. And that's one of the issues with this case. I later reviewed Officer Williams' body cam video of when the doctor spoke with Alexee about the incident. Alexee said the newborn came out of her and she didn't know what to do with it. Alexee said it was not crying or anything when she gave birth. Alexee said she just put it in the bag. Alexee said nothing was crying, as she referred to the newborn baby as nothing. And I think that's an important thing to pay attention to here. Like, how disconnected and disassociated is she about this already? You know, it's kind of scary. So she says, when asked by Rosa about what Alexee did, Alexee said she put it in a bag. Rosa's her mom. Then it says, I then checked the newborn in trauma 2 as I waited for the OMI field agent to arrive from Carlsbad. I observed what appeared to this officer to be a full-term newborn male with a partial umbilical cord on top of a medical pad on top of the medical bed. I observed the following from the AGH security footage of the emergency room. The security footage has hallway view of the restroom used by Alexee. Alexee Trevizo entered the public restroom in the emergency room. Alexee had her left hand on her buttocks and appeared to be in a hurry. At approximately 01:40 hours, Rosa checked on Alexee. 01:49 hours, Rosa checked on Alexee again. Then the ER checks on Alexee. Alexee exits the bathroom. Lila, the housekeeper, starts cleaning the bathroom. Lila finds a newborn and alerts the ER staff, and the deceased newborn was taken to Trauma 2 and pronounced. On March 28th, 2023, I received the report of findings, post-mortem examination, and toxicology report for the case from the Office of the Medical Investigator. The post-mortem examination lists the cause of death as entrapment. The post-mortem examination lists the manner of death as homicide. So entrapment, she entrapped him. I don't understand. Like, why would she do this? Why would she do this? Thank you, Beautifully Broken. I appreciate you. Welcome. I've had 5 little boys and could never imagine giving labor by myself. The 5th one was easier, but still painful. How is this possible? My mom said the same thing. She was like, how did she not scream? How did they not hear anything? Yeah, there was a lot of blood, but like it must have been bad, you know? I have asked that question. Full-term baby. Yeah, full-term baby, you guys. Oh my gosh. I don't get it. The post-mortem examination says the following experts were taken directly from the narrative, summary, and opinion. Baby John Doe was a newborn baby boy who died shortly after birth. Autopsy and post-mortem computated tomography showed an infant male without any anatomic abnormalities or physical injuries. The lungs were aerated and there was air in the stomach and no changes of decomposition. The connections in the heart that allow proper blood flow in the utero were still open, which is not unusual in a newborn. The adrenal glands showed microscopic hemorrhage, which can be seen in hypoxia, lack of air. Baby wasn't dead. I don't get it. Thank you, Uncry Me, my love. Gifting 5 memberships, just being so generous, making it rain. Thank you, Uncry Me. Love and appreciate you. Welcome all new members. Moonchild, Amy, Michelle, Leslie, Little Nancy, Crystal. Welcome. Really helps the channel. Thank you, Uncry Me. So she basically, entrapped the baby. I just can't. Poor little baby boy. That's so sad. The air in the lungs and the stomach and no evidence of decomposition is consistent with the baby having been born alive. So there's what they're fighting about. The defense is fighting that the hospital killed the baby with the morphine, was dead when it came out, the baby boy. But the hospital is fighting like, no, the baby was alive. He had, air in his body, the lungs and stomach. Based on the length, weight, and organ size, he was approximately 38 weeks gestational age, which is term incompatible with life outside the uterus. Entrapment, I was hoping we would get the definition of entrapment. Entrapment occurs when an individual is in an airtight or relatively airtight container, in this case, a tied plastic trash bag, and consumes all of the available oxygen until there's no longer enough oxygen to sustain life. Due to the facts listed above, I am requesting an arrest warrant for the above named subject. I'm sorry, Alexee is a demon. I know people are like, oh, she has mental health issues. Maybe she didn't really know she was pregnant, Melly. No. I just can't. I don't believe it. Okay, I'm going to go over this article really quick. It just has a few pictures of her. Just wrong. Right, Nelson? Just wrong. It's horrifying. Okay, so here's Alexee Trevizo. I will show you guys other pictures when we get to the PowerPoint. This is her right here. She was 19 at the time. The New Mexico Supreme Court heard arguments in the case as the state tries to get a district court ruling that suppressed key evidence reversed. So that's what the last hearing was about. last week. I'm not going to play that here because it's kind of long and I want to play all the body cam footage. So I might play that tomorrow. Make sure you definitely come check it out. It's so easy to give up a baby. It's just so sad. Right, soul child. You can go drop it off at a fire station, give it to a family member, drop it off at the police, drop it off at the hospital, drop it off at a shelter, a women's shelter, and give it to your neighbor. I mean, something, right? Except put it in a bag and in the trash can. That's it should make sense to everyone, right? It's not rocket science. Yeah, we're going to show some pics. She gained a bunch of stress weight after this. How do you live like that? How was there pictures of her having the time of her life after doing this? After being, arrested and let free? How was she just like enjoying her life, pretending like she had no care in the world? It's literally wild, because in her family, like, why wouldn't they tell her, like, calm your ass down? You just killed a baby. Like, I'm blown away. She was even at a freaking hospital. They would have taken it quick. There was probably a mother in the hospital having a mental psychotic breakdown because she can't have babies or just lost one. And here is Alexee and goes and just suffocates and puts it in the trash. Like, there's literally moms in the hospital who have lost babies, miscarriages, etc. It's so sad that the wrong people get an opportunity to parent. Yeah, I don't get it. But this is her right here. This is Alexee on the screen. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to go through a couple points of this. It's going to talk about the hearing that we're going to watch tomorrow, but at least it lets you guys know where the case is. It says Alexee Trevizo, the high school cheerleader who was charged with first-degree murder after she allegedly admitted to putting the body of a newborn baby in the hospital trash can, may avoid facing any criminal charges. So she did admit it to the hospital staff, and that's what the defense is arguing about, because it was privileged information, and so it shouldn't be admissible. And the judge ruled partially in her favor, and now, after this last hearing, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. She might get a slap on the wrist. I know we're all going to be so pissed off. I'm going to be so pissed off. She should not be allowed to ever have. I know. She shouldn't be allowed to have another baby. They make the daughter that way too. Augie says the degree of I don't give an F is really concerning. I know. Okay, so it says in 2024, the New Mexico 5th Judicial District ruled that all comments made by Trevizo while in her hospital bed, along with surveillance and video showing her inside the hospital and any body-worn camera footage captured by police, would not be admissible in court as it was protected under doctor-client privilege. Whatever happened to patient life privilege? Like, that should be a thing. I know there's probably legal terms for what I'm saying here, but wait. Why is she protected? If she endangered someone's life, why is that? I work in the healthcare field. I get it, like the HIPAA violation. That's all bullshit, I think, in this case. And I don't think the morphine killed the baby. Clearly not, because the baby was alive. But I just don't get it. Like, if someone else's life was in danger, it should count as admissible no matter what, I think. Right? It's crazy. Karma will get her. I hope so. Ugh, it's frustrating. The ruling effectively destroyed the prosecution's case against Trevizo, and the state soon filed an amicus brief with the Supreme Court arguing that the conversations a teenager had in her hospital room with her mother and medical staff while in the presence of law enforcement should be admissible in court. That's a document that I said is 40 pages, and I want to read with you guys tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow we'll do that, and then the recent hearing. It says the defense team successfully argued in front of the district court that Trevizo had not been read her Miranda rights prior to having those conversations. But Assistant Solicitor General Michael Thomas said on Thursday, September 4th, that she did not need to be Mirandized because police were not interviewing her at the time. Trevizo also waived any privilege when she made statements in the presence of her mother and law enforcement agents. That's what the state is arguing. And I'm with them. There should be no protection to Alexee. She's disgusting. You're right. Defense lawyers also argued in front of the district court successfully again that Trevizo's rights were violated when members of law enforcement wearing body cam entered the room where she was receiving medical treatment. In their amicus brief, the state said Trevizo was not under arrest or restraint when she made that admission, and that the exchange between Alexee and the physician did not rise to the level of police interrogation. Thomas also noted on Thursday that Trevizo was free to leave that room at any time and was not being held there by police, prompting one of the justices to ask if the teenager would have known that given the number of law enforcement members present, as well as the armed police officers who later stood guard outside the door of her hospital room. At this time, the initial reports by staff reporting a possible crime to police are the only evidence from the hospital that is admissible in the case. So the body cam footage that we're about to see is not admissible. I can't. This really pisses me off. Wow. This could all change once the Supreme Court issues its ruling, though. Trevizo's lawyer argued on Thursday that reversing the district court decision could have wide implications that could effectively violate the privacy rights of all individuals seeking medical treatment in the state. Trevizo arrived at Artesia General Hospital complaining of severe back pain in the early morning hours of January 27th, 2023. Staff began the process of running tests on the high school senior and giving her some morphine for her pain as they waited for her results. Trevizo then allegedly left her hospital room to use the bathroom, and upon returning, got back into her bed and said nothing. That's when they discovered the newborn baby in the trash. Police was alerted by staff as a possible crime, as it required under law, and arrived at the hospital in time for at least one officer to capture a conversation between Trevizo, her mother, and the charge nurse and doctor with his body camera. According to the amicus brief, Dr. Heather said, "We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom." Trevizo then allegedly said, "I'm sorry, it came out of me. I didn't know what to do." After learning that a newborn had been found in the trash can of the bathroom her daughter had just used, Trevizo's mother, Rosa, asked, "How big is the baby?" The charge nurse then informed her that the baby appeared to be full term. Trevizo alleged that nothing was crying. Trevizo was then asked by her mother, "Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth. You put it in the bag?" The brief states that Trevizo confirmed she did put the newborn in the bag, and her mother asked, "What bag?" Her daughter allegedly responded, "The trash bag." The district attorney's office filed charges against Trevizo based on that conversation, which had been captured on body camera, as well as the video taken from the hospital security cameras that showed Trevizo as she entered and later exited the bathroom where the newborn was discovered. All that evidence is now inadmissible. In the brief, the state also tried to get the district court's ruling on security camera footage reversed by arguing that the video of the hallway was a public place accessible in the hospital to others without any patient-physician privilege. Trevizo maintained that the baby was stillborn and after receiving treatment was allowed to go home and continue with her school year until the autopsy report came back showing that the child had air in his lungs and that there was evidence of hemorrhage consistent with hypoxia. According to the prosecutors, that finding is inconsistent with the claim that Alexee allegedly made to the hospital staff when she said the baby was not breathing. She was arrested on May 10th and charged with first-degree murder. We're going to see that footage too. Prosecutors fought against pretrial release, but the judge allowed it. Trevizo attended prom and had planned to walk in her high school graduation while awaiting trial for murder, but ultimately her school asked that she not attend the ceremony. The judge also allowed her to attend college, where students started a petition at one point demanding that she be banned from campus. So people were like, "Get that nasty girl out of here. Like, she is a killer, a baby killer." They have hospital CCTV, but no admission on that. If she gets off on a technicality, you guys, she might. So the baby had no rights. Yeah, no, the baby had no rights. Who's going to file a lawsuit with the baby? Who's going to do that? I don't understand how this isn't cut and dry case. She obviously had birthed the baby and put it in the trash. That should be admissible in my opinion. Yeah. I want to bring up the morphine. You know how the defense team, I told you guys earlier that the defense team is fighting that the morphine basically unalived the baby. I found this article And it was 17 pages, and I read through it, and it was really interesting, actually. But says morphine use in labor and delivery. Morphine is not recommended for use in women during and immediately before labor. The effects of analgesics are unpredictable. They may prolong labor by temporarily reducing the strength, duration, and frequency of uterine contractions, or conversely, they may tend to shorten labor by increasing the rate of cervical dilation. Morphine crosses the placenta and can produce respiratory depression in a neonate if it is administered during labor. Infants born to mothers receiving these drugs during labor should be observed closely for signs of respiratory depression. In such infants, a specific opioid naloxone should be available for reversal of opioid-induced respiratory depression. Now, that's just who gives opioids in labor? Well, that's the thing, is the hospital didn't know she was pregnant, and Alexee lied. Alexee lied. That should count for something, right? Like, she lied about being pregnant. So the hospital was treating her for the back pain that she came in there for and gave her pain medication. So I feel like she lied. They didn't know. If she wouldn't have lied and deceived the doctors, then they wouldn't have gave her morphine for the pain. I mean, I just very much agree with the doctors here and the police, but I guess I'm not the judge, you know? I am not the judge. Judge Melly, nope. But if I was, I would lock her up for life. Just know that much. Okay, so I have a PowerPoint. I just wanted to show you guys a few pictures. You guys know I'm old school. I love PowerPoints. I don't know. Do people still use those on YouTube? I don't know. My mom, S-Dub says, my daughter was given morphine because the baby's head was crooked and my daughter was in a lot of pain. But S-Dub said too, the baby was fine, right? Shauna says, they gave me fentanyl in labor. However, it was all natural. Kimberly says, I was on hydrocodone for 3 weeks before I went to labor. I had 3 broken ribs. And you guys were all fine. No Name says, looks like a deliberate attempt. Yeah. Yeah, it does, I think. Oh, okay. So here's a PowerPoint. So here's a post-mortem examination. They're really short. I just wanted to read what it said. Baby John Doe, year of birth 2023, age 0 years, newborn. Cause of death entrapment, manner of death homicide. And then on this hospital document over here on the right, it's interesting because it says reason for exam, post-pregnancy bleeding. So this is like after, because they ended up flying her to another hospital because they thought she had done harm to herself when removing the baby. So it says the uterus was enlarged, the endometrium is thickened, the bilateral ovaries were not visualized, prominent uterus with thickened endometrium compatible with recent pregnancy. So I thought that was interesting. Well, obviously we know she was pregnant, right? But the defense here is fighting that she had no idea, which is total crap. So here it says, this is another hospital document, and it says emergency department management and medical decision making. 19-year-old woman presented with severe back pain. She was placed in a room and appeared uncomfortable, but vital signs were normal. Labs ordered IV, I have to make it bigger, sorry, NS, Zofran, and morphine ordered. Patient had a positive pregnancy test, thus a quantitative HCG was ordered. Patient noted to have white blood count, but at this point I became concerned that patient may have a ruptured ectopic pregnancy. An ultrasound was called in as they are not in-house during the middle of the night for emergent ultrasound to rule out an ectopic pregnancy. Patient stated that she had regular menstrual cycles, and her mother confirmed that she had a period about a month ago. Also stated it was approximately 3 days, which is a bit shorter than her normal cycle. Mother also stated patient been having regular menses because she buys pads for her. Nursing staff subsequently, it's so small, sorry, subsequently reported to me that the patient had been in the bathroom for a prolonged time. I became concerned and requested that the patient come back to the room. She declined to come out, and we had to obtain the keys to unlock the door. We found the patient with blood all over the bathroom floor. At that point, I escorted her to the room and placed my bedside ultrasound probe on her abdomen, but did not identify a fetus in the abdomen. I then proceeded to perform a pelvic examination. Emergency department Liz was chaperoned for the exam. Patient stated she had never had a pelvic exam before. I'm just stunned that she didn't know she was pregnant. I just don't believe it. I don't. Casey says, I think there's fentanyl in the epidural. Morphine does not exclude ignorance. Good point, SW. Casey, I'm going to look into that. Those flights are expensive. Yeah. I've taken care of babies who are born addicted to narcotics due to various reasons. It's not pleasant for them, but there are ways to mitigate withdrawal. Exposure doesn't equal death. Thank you, Carrie. Hello, Elisa. I'm just horrified. And if her mom knew, shame on you, Rosa. Shame on you. You knew she was pregnant and kept this a secret, and you declined to give her the adequate health care she needed as a pregnant woman. That is shame on you, mother. Okay, so it says she had not had a pelvic exam before. She was able to cooperate with the exam with her mother present, and I noted a very significant amount of blood in the vaginal vault. Extracted multiple extremely large clots and ignored a wide open cervix. Basically, she just gave birth. It's insane. Oh, I didn't know I was pregnant. I was having sex. You can get pregnant? Really? I didn't know that. I'm like, good thing I'm not a police officer, because I would be in trouble. I would be fired like 1 minute on the job. It says, after I finished the pelvic examination, the emergency department nurse informed me I was needed in the emergency department. I walked out into the main department and was informed that housekeeper had found a full-term dead fetus in the trash bin. Immediately, we took the trash bin to the resuscitation room and placed the contents on the resuscitation bed, which revealed a full-term infant male that was cold blue and pulseless with no signs of life. Resuscitation was deemed futile and police were called for the investigation. Time of death, 2:28 a.m. I then requested a consultation with the on-call obstetrician at Lovelace, who said they would accept the patient for post-delivery care. They were worried that she had like ruptured her own organs and stuff because of this. She was life flighted. I don't have children, so you guys in the chat who do, let me know. How long did you go being pregnant and you didn't know? I'm curious. My sister, nothing. She said like she knew right away. First, second, third, fourth kid. She was like, I knew it. I was sick. Like she was just like, I could feel it. Like something was off. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Like I'm just trying to ask for my case research, like chill out. She thought I was like trying to argue with her. 50 days. Oh my gosh, SW went 50 days. That's 2 months almost, a month and a half. I knew the moment I got pregnant for all three, says Shauna. Leslie's like, knew right away. She was like, no period, over there buying the pregnancy test. Hey, Robert. I can't imagine being on the nursing call. Yeah, we're going to see those interviews right now. That might make me quit the field altogether. So traumatic. I knew before my missed period each of my 4. See what I mean? And I know she's 19, but she was old enough to understand, to have schmecks. You know what I mean? Aggie's like, I knew straight away. So I guess if you didn't know what it was like to be pregnant, then I might give you a little slack. Like, okay, you might not know some of the symptoms, but if you're having sex, you're in high school and you're having a period, I think you kind of know what's going on or what's possible. Yay or nay? Let me know. These two are the court documents when they let her out. It just basically says, she couldn't have firearms. And I thought it was interesting. You guys know all this stuff like no drug test, maintain employment, and then at the bottom it says not to have any personal contact with any person who is or could be defined as a continued personal relationship. So they basically didn't want her to be seeing the baby daddy. Who also claims he had no idea. I don't know. I might give a guy a little more slack than a female, but here's the pictures. I love PowerPoint. Me too. I'm a PowerPoint girly to the max. I have had a breakdown, I think, on a live when my PowerPoint link didn't work. I'm super old school. I could tell you the date and time I got pregnant. I love how you guys are like coming with the facts. Okay, so here she claims everyone is saying she didn't know she was pregnant here and her mom didn't know. Look at this, you guys. Do you see this belly? Do you see the belly? I'm shooketh. I am shook. Hello? And then over here, look at her cheering in her little chair. Hello? Do you see my mouse moving this belly right here? And then over here too, I'm like, did they think she was just bloated? Did everybody know and they just ignored it? I mean, the school? Hello? I thought the school was supposed to report. Like when you're in danger and stuff, you would think if they saw a pregnant female, they would report that because hello, you're in high school. Maybe she could have been raped. Maybe she could have been attacked. You never know. No adult thought to be concerned. Maybe this will come out in trial, but like if it goes to trial, I'm shook. Obviously prego. No, that's insane. You can definitely tell. Hi, abuelita, obviously pregnant. No one will believe this. I know, but you guys, if this gets thrown out for all the bull crap, there will be no jury. Oh my gosh, I can't even handle this. It's traumatizing. She's definitely pregnant and knew it. Look at her. You guys, this is her going to the damn prom after she did this to her baby. Is it Halloween? I'm scared. Literally, I'm shaking in my boots. What the hell? This was like, I think a few months after, like in the fall or something, or maybe just even no, it was in the spring. And that's the baby daddy right there. Lock her up, says Robert. If she walks on this, I fear I will no longer have faith in our legal system. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, okay, Emmanuel Harrow failed. Well, all of the cases we talk about here, mostly there's a failure of the justice system somewhere, but Emmanuel, the ones we're talking about recently, Idaho, 4, failed. He deserved the death penalty. Emmanuel Harrow failed. His baby sister failed. This baby, who didn't even get 2 hours on earth, who's gonna fight? Who's gonna fight for him? That's messed up. It's messed up. So here she is at the prom. She's like, I'm so happy at the prom. I'm gonna dance to Lil Wayne Lollipop all night. And then just over here is her mugshot. I'm just like, Gabrielle Fernandez. Oof, I can't even make a live about that one. I can't. That one was like one of the first crime cases. I can't. So yeah, you guys, that's her. That's her. I know. You're disgusted. Our feelings are mutual here. Okay. So I'm going to play the body cam footage from the hospital. I just want to show the part where like she and her mom are talking, and then we're going to play a couple of the interviews, and those are just like 10 minutes. They're cut down to like, he got suffocated in the first 5. Yeah, literally. She should have known. I can't. Okay, let me see. Let me play this. Let me pull it up. This is the interrogation of her in the hospital. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me pull it up. What is this called? Unedited version. Okay. Here we go. Oh, no. I don't hear anything. Oh, okay. That's because he was quiet.
In the trash can.
Okay. Let me start over. It's quiet at first. It's just quiet, sorry. For like, I think it's like the first. They must be giving personal information. Yeah, Gabrielle was sad.
started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We had to knock on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood and shit everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing a vaginal exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when they looked in there, there was no trash in it, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found.
Yeah, because I wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her to get her statement before I even do anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her, the two nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it, because Leela's like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So then Lori went in there, and then of course the baby was underneath the clean liner.
Okay. Yeah, if we can speak with Lori, that way
I'll get Lori, and I'll
So, officer, so just the first thing though is I need to make sure that the mother, the baby's not stable. I don't know if she told her placenta, she's bleeding a lot. I just got her accepted to Loveless, so I need to get her up there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so how I need to tell her what's going on and to tell the mother what's going on.
You guys, she gave birth standing up or on the toilet in the bathroom, in the hospital bathroom. I'm shook. Soul Child says, oh my God, I was 19 and new. I just.
They're working there together. Is one of you willing to be present for that conversation? Are you guys going? Okay, let's go right now.
What we're doing now.
And then I'll make sure Leela comes out.
Yes, Margaret says, now you see what this guy is telling the cops, and he's not even a doctor, he's a nurse, so he's breaking HIPAA law. He's not allowed to do what he's doing right now. That is the argument that's going on in the court. I just watched, yeah, we are going to watch that. Unfortunately, yeah.
All the other nurses and stuff are here, and I'll get Leela here. Okay. Hey, Marina, will you get Leela back down here? Marina.
I'm sorry. We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. It came out of me and I didn't know. Alexee, I told you about this. I just asked.
Did you guys hear that? It just came out of me. I didn't know what to do. And her mom's like, Lexi, I told you about this. Wait, you told her what? How to put a baby in a trash bag? Or to how wear a condom when you're having sex? Which of the two? I'm confused. What did you tell her? Why isn't the mom arrested? Why isn't she investigated? Just a question.
Hey, Marina, will you get Leela back down here? Marina.
I'm sorry. We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. It came out of me and I didn't know. Alexee, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying or nothing. What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Yeah.
I spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible. I need your permission to transfer her for medical since she's
19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
No,
still
so
19
you're
years
right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 19. But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to love listed labor delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that. In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, you have to have a police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are going to be. Officer, do you guys need to talk to her before you get her transferred?
How long is it gonna be before you have to transfer
I
out?
don't know. Are we working on?
Okay.
Marina,
So-
what do you think, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Okay.
I got detectives on the way, so
Okay.
they're gonna be talking first.
Okay.
Do you guys have, I'm the charge nurse here, do you guys have any questions for me?
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months? Nothing was crying. Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail? Nothing was crying.
Okay, there's so many things wrong here. I can replay it if you guys want. Like, what? Her mom is like, I told you about what they do to those girls. They go to jail. How is this not incriminating evidence? And why were you talking to her about that? Like, what the heck? Nothing was crying. Nothing. She calls it nothing. Soul Child says that's a baby belly. And then Margaret says, yes, because they're telling the police all this stuff, HIPAA violations. Krista's like sick. And Margaret says in the hospital and the doctor, they both sued because they didn't even know the young girl. Yep, exactly. Augie says both should have been locked up and her mother, sorry, not sorry. She took that poor baby's life. Margaret says that's a big no-no. Estep says thanks for mimicking her. If you didn't know you were pregnant, wouldn't you freak the hell out of something, you guys? A 9-pound baby. Well, I don't know how much it weighed, to be honest. I should have looked at that. I'm just saying. It must have weighed something, right? So baby's daddy didn't care. No, I'm afraid not. Allegedly, no. You'll see the name on the flight, S-Dubs. Let me know if it is. Nothing was crying. Was she a child at the age? Yeah, well, she was having sex. Is that what you mean?
Any other questions? Okay.
So as of right now, like I said, is we're gonna have the detectives come over here and they're gonna talk to you. Okay, we have to gather some more information about what's going on. They'll get your statement. They're gonna get the doctor's statements. They're gonna get everybody's statement. Okay, so I don't know everything yet. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you. I can't tell you nothing. Okay, all I can say is.
Could go to jail.
Right now, well, right now she's being detained, so she's not going to leave from here at all. Period. Okay. So one of us will
Is
be
it
in
your custody?
Yeah, she's detained. Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, you're not free to leave. Okay, one of us will be in here the whole time with you, because you're not going to try to leave or nothing like that. So, like I said, the detectives will be here. They're going to talk to you. Your care is of the utmost right now, okay? They're going to do what they need to do to take care of you to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives are already been notified. They're already on the way. So they're going to come talk to you, all right? So don't leave. Don't try to do nothing. One of us is always going to be in here in this room with you, okay? Unless we have to step out for doctor's orders, something like that, because if they need to examine you or do something with you. But other than that, like I said, you are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that? Okay.
Where was the baby at?
I don't know. I have no clue yet. Like I said, I just talked to the charge nurse. We're still getting all the information right now. Okay. Once we get that information, like I said, the detectives, they can clue you in on everything and talk to you more about it. All right. Do you have
You guys, she literally says she didn't know. You guys are saying, Brooke says, I keep thinking about the umbilical cord. How does she clamp it? Does she use strings, the blood's a scissor? She ripped it, is what they're saying, because when the baby was in the trash bag, they found the baby had half of the umbilical cord still on the baby. She ripped it. She tore it with her bare hands like a demonic possessed animal. I'm shook. I can't even believe it.
Could have an ID on you, perchance?
Yes, she does.
Can we get that?
Mm-hmm.
For all that information. Call it in. So not on radio. Okay. Anytime right here with her face, I'll be back. Ma'am, could we get your ID also, please?
Yes.
If everything calm, I'll go ahead.
I'm dying to know what you guys think of the mom. Did she know? Is her reaction real? Give me the tea, you guys. What do you guys think?
Can I step out? I'm gonna call my husband.
Yes, yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be back.
Look at her.
Exactly, sorry, Cody. Hey, could you do me a favor?
She's not even crying. I know. People are different. I get it. Trust me, I get it. We all grieve differently. But she's just like, am I going to jail? They were so much concerned about jail, and the mom didn't even ask. The mom was so concerned about her first and where the baby was, and like, is the baby okay? Like, is the baby alive? Like, what? You know what I mean? It's ripped it up. Yeah, they never read her Miranda rights. That's the debate. Is they're saying the state says they didn't need to because they weren't interviewing her. The defense team is fighting otherwise. The baby was alive. I don't know how they're fighting her confession. The hospital literally called the police on her. HIPAA shouldn't be a factor. I know. She knew. Yeah, Augie. That's what I think too. Augie said, what about the kicks and stuff? Yeah, you would have known when you were at home sleeping and you felt something kicking in your stomach. Like, it's not heartburn, honey. You know what I mean? She could do it again if she's a psychopath. If they let her walk, you guys, no baby is safe. Hide all the babies. She shouldn't be allowed to have babies anymore. The mom knew. I think the mom knew, in my opinion, allegedly, Melly's opinion.
Record call. Okay, it'll be your extra DL, both of them, whenever you're ready.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth.
517-836-460.
Like, you're not even gonna do that? You put it in the bag?
Yes.
And what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for
Mom,
this. Baby.
Mom, just give it time, okay? Let me speak to the detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one? Second one is 512-401-33.
This right here, this behavior between her and the mom. I was reading, I'm going to read to you guys a little part that I found on a Reddit. It's interesting.
Last three of that second one. The last three of the second one is 333. Awesome, thank you so much. That should be all for now.
You want to step out? I'll be back, okay?
So crazy. I'm sorry, the mom comments incriminate her that she knew. Lexi, I told you what they do to girls that do this to their baby. Bad things happen to them, or whatever she said. Why would that even be like a thought if you hadn't thought it or questioned it, or your subconscious knew that shit? She's just playing dumb, you guys said. Is this girl women mentally challenged, diagnosed with anything? She probably is now. Is it New Mexico? Yeah, they do. I think they do have strict laws. She's on a lot of morphine. Some judges are saying they gave her so much morphine. It was only, I think, 4 milligrams. It was 4 milligrams. I work in the healthcare field, and I know people who take like, I don't know, like so many milligrams a day. They can pop hydrocodone every 6 to 8 hours, depending on the strength. And I mean, I don't think that was a factor. That's just my opinion, though. I don't understand why they didn't ask the mom to leave when she's 18. Exactly. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit.
I'm gonna kind of rub a little.
Ooh, awkward.
Or which side do you want? I'm gonna be on this.
They're like checking her out before they air flight her. They're checking to see like, where's the placenta? Is she okay? If she has any internal bleeding, and then that's when they decide that they have to air flight her to Loveless Hospital. The rest of it is just them sitting there. So I'm fast forwarding it to the part where she gets life flighted, and then we're gonna watch the interviews.
But then the jacks are, they had to drive down too. The jacks frozen out. They couldn't put them in. Oh yeah.
Okay, Alexee, so obviously you're getting transport, okay? So you're not detained no more. The detectives will be contacting you, okay? So they'll get a hold of you. So let me get your number, okay? Okay, give me a good phone number for you? Cell phone number? 1397. Okay. Is it 1006 East Mill? That's your current street address? Okay. All right, they'll be in contact with you, okay?
So what do we do with this now? I don't know. I was told this.
You got here.
So she was taken to a bigger hospital because they thought she had some kind of internal bleeding, which I guess the hospital couldn't handle at that time. Let's play the next interview. This is a 10-minute We're going to actually watch the charge nurse interview first. Let me pull it up. This is crazy. Yeah, this interview is crazy. Sorry, let me get it set up. Charge her with endangerment of newborn, illegally disposal of a newborn pending if the fetus was stillborn. It wasn't, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know why they were allowed to be in the room while the exam was going on. I thought they had to be outside, at least I assumed.
That name is stuck in my head.
This is interview with the charge nurse.
Hello. Hello. Good, how you doing? Not too bad.
Not bad.
Doing all right?
Yeah, good.
Haven't seen you in a while?
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. I don't know what it is.
To get you to take the mask off. You're not in trouble.
I know that.
I know, but it's just something we gotta say. So. All right.
You all right?
Mhm.
Haley?
We were talking about some other things.
Oh, okay.
So it has nothing to do with this.
Okay.
I had some problems with some people on my floor, so
Ah, gotcha.
It's always,
it's always
something.
It's always a,
There's always something.
Part of being a human, right?
it's part of being in the hospital.
There's that. So, Mr. Halliday,
Yes, sir.
can you just,
Tell us your name.
My name is, I go by HT, but my name is Hilliard Truman Halliday. I'm a licensed RN in the state of Oregon and a multi-state compact license throughout the United States.
And how long you been an RN?
10 years.
2 years. And you live here in Artesia?
I live in Hagerman.
You live in Hagerman?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've worked here. I've worked in Ruidoso. I've worked in Tucson at Northwest Medical Center, Oro Valley. They also have a standalone marina, standalone ER, and I also work at Bay City area hospital in Coos Bay, Oregon.
Wow. Okay.
so you've traveled.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets quiet, it's obviously because they redacted that.
From the beginning to the end, everything that you have had, that you witnessed.
Well, I was the charge nurse at
Okay.
the ER that night.
And what is the charge nurse?
Charge nurse is responsible for the overall running of everything that goes on. Any problems or any issues or anything needs to be dealt with as far as just about anything. You take care of that. Okay, you're in charge of the whole work center. Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing triage that night, and so we have three positions. We have 3 nurses, 3 positions. You have a triage nurse, and then we have 2 other nurses that take different rooms. Usually it's 1, 3, and 5, or 2, 4, and trauma 2. And then trauma 1 is one of those rooms where usually we don't have anything in there unless it's bad, and everybody kind of just is in there. So I was doing triage, and I was a charge nurse. It was a regular night. I remember she came in with back pain, and they had put her in. They were going to treat her in triage 1 with some regular medications for back pain. But after the doctor examined her, she was a little concerned, I think, because of her heart rate and some other things. So she wanted to move her into a room and do a more extensive workup, which is what they did. At that point, I don't really know anything because she's taken out, she's not really my patient.
Okay.
So I know that Chris had her. I know that he came to me and said there was some issues because they had ran a pregnancy test on her, and they found out she was pregnant. And she was adamant. The mother was in the room with her and was adamant in denying to.
Did you see that? Or did it was?
No, Chris came to me and told me this was what was going on because we were having an issue.
Okay.
And he was worried about the mother, the dynamics between the mother and the daughter, because the daughter was completely denying she was pregnant, and the mother was relatively upset about that she was pregnant.
Okay.
So
you're talking about Chris Sanchez.
Chris Sanchez, yeah. And so I told him, well, as long as she behaves, okay, you know, if it's gonna make her, he goes, yeah, she's okay, I think it's gonna be fine. So that's the last I heard of it. The next interaction I had was the tech, which was Lori Aragon, come and tell me, HT, you need to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. There was quite a bit of blood in there. So this was after she came out. She went to the bathroom, was in there for a long time. And Chris was telling me, you know, she won't come out. So I told him, you need to get the key because the bathroom's locked. And so he told her he was going to get the key. And so she came out. But there was some blood in there. So I went to Dr. Vakas and told her, I was worried that she did something to herself physically in the bathroom. You know, the way she reacted being pregnant and the things that I was being told.
How much blood was in the bathroom?
It was smeared around, so it's hard to tell exactly how much. But it was enough.
Smeared around, like she had it in her hands, was holding the baby. Like, wow, a horror scene.
To cause me to have concern.
Okay.
I really thought she had done something physically to herself when she found out she was pregnant.
Question: when did she find out she was pregnant?
It was pretty early on because we did the urine first off. Any female that comes in with back pain, we do a urine right away because we're worried about a urinary tract infection. And with any female, when we do that, we always do a pregnancy test to make sure we don't give them medications that would contraindicate pregnancy.
Do you know who told her she was pregnant?
I believe Dr. Vasquez did. I believe. I don't know because I wasn't in the room for that because I wasn't involved with direct care. But I knew she knew fairly soon because we already were having an issue with the mother being upset about her being pregnant.
Prior to going to the bathroom?
Way prior. Because then they started an IV and then they started running blood work on her because once you find out someone's pregnant, then you run another lab test to see how far along they are.
Okay.
So they started an IV and we're giving her some fluids. I guess I don't know exactly what they were doing. I wasn't involved, so I kind of cared. But I told Dr. Vasquez she definitely needs a vaginal exam. I'm concerned that she did something to herself. That was my concern. And they took her right into the room. And then I told Lori, call housekeeping. They got to come clean this up. Which time she called Leela, who was on call for housekeeping. Then I was just sitting there, and then the next thing Lori comes and goes, HC, oh my God, you better come to the bathroom. I go in the bathroom, and she goes, something's in the trash can. I'm like, I looked in there. There's a clean liner. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, pick it up. I picked it up, I could feel the weight. I knew then we had a serious problem. I just grabbed the trash can and went right across the hall into trauma 2. The liner was pulled out, but there was another trash bag in there in the bottom, but it was all it was rolled up. So I had to tear it apart. And then, of course, I saw the baby in there. So I pulled the baby out, got him on the bed, checked for signs of life. There was absolutely no life whatsoever. I immediately came out of there after I did that, went into the room where she was performing the vaginal exam, and I immediately told her, you have to come out now. And she came out and
So remember, the baby allegedly did have a life, according to the state, the baby and the doctors, the baby had oxygen. So the reason why she was in there for so long was because she was suffocating the baby with the bag, allegedly. Carrie says, I honestly don't give a damn if the procedure wasn't followed when there is so clearly a crime. S-Dub says, that to me says she's hiding it. That's why they're fighting it in courtroom, says Margaret. Now the cops should have never been in the room at all. Augie agrees with Carrie. I agree.
We went into trauma 2, and she reassessed the baby. At that time, between me and Chris and her, we determined, there was no reason for us to begin any life saving. The baby was completely gone.
What did the bag look like?
The bag was the original trash bag that was in there. It had trash in it. When I pulled it out, it was spun where it was tied, and then it was folded underneath the baby in there. So it was like a little capsule the baby was in. So when I had to tear that bag open to see the baby in the bottom.
Wow.
If you would look in the trash, I looked in there. When she told me, so something, I looked, I said, what are you talking about? Because there was a clean liner in the trash bag.
So basically, he was in the bottom, trash on top of him.
And then another clean liner had been put on top. Yeah. Then after that, after we determined we were not going to do any work on the baby, I shut the room down and I called the police. And then I didn't let anybody, no one went back in that room. I made sure of that till the police arrived.
And you said, so with the blood in the restroom, you said it was like smeared. Can you describe where all it was smeared at?
On the floor, there was some on the toilet, there was some on the wall.
Do you remember which wall?
Well, there's the one wall that's by the toilet.
Mhm.
It's closest to it where there's a side rail. There was some blood there. There was quite a bit of smearing on the toilet itself. And then on the floor, it was just, smeared around.
Okay. What do you think that is from?
I thought she did something to herself physically.
Okay.
Because she found the interaction between her mother and her daughter
And this
was weird.
And so, but just to make sure, mother is.
Even the charge nurse thinks that their interaction and relationship was weird with the mother. There must have been a lot of blood, says Augie, everywhere if she ripped that umbilical cord. That's terrifying. As Stubb says, intention, definitely.
Patient's mother.
Yeah,
And then
patient.
daughter is patient.
Yeah, so the daughter is the patient and the mother. The interaction between them after she found out she was pregnant, the way the daughter was reacting she was adamantly denying she was even pregnant. She was denying that she had sex.
And you heard her say?
Yes, she was denying that openly. So.
What did mom say when she said that?
Well, mom was upset. And the mom was saying, I can't believe you. You can talk to me. You're supposed to talk to me about this stuff before you were having sex, all those kind of things. She was saying stuff like that, which is pretty common. I mean, this isn't an uncommon thing. I see young girls having sex and they come in and they're pregnant, and then the mother is with them and find out, and it's upsetting to them. You know what I mean? So it wasn't uncommon.
My sister had a baby at a really young age, and I think this is crazy. I just give it away. This is so brutal. The umbilical cord, I mean, she had to be air flighted. That's how severe it was. It could have been dangerous to Alexee. She could not have ripped it. She had to bite it because it's super thick rubber and scissors take several. I have cut one before. Oh my God. They did say that she thought she could have bit it in a later court document or something. I think I read. What? I can't.
Happens.
Finding out your daughter's pregnant is not uncommon. Not the other incident. Not the.
No. I've never seen anything like that.
Okay, so I want to make sure.
No.
So just.
No, I've seen lots of young girls come in and find out they're pregnant, and then of course they deny it. It's not uncommon that they deny that. No, mom, I haven't even been having sex. You know what I mean? That's a lot of them's initial reaction,
Right.
Because they feel like they're going to be in trouble. I guess I don't know what they're feeling, but that's not an uncommon reaction that I see with young girls and their mothers, particularly with their mothers in there or father, that they'll deny that they've had sex. That's pretty common.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's why they were sending her to the other hospital. Carrie says, I wonder if she ended up retaining the placenta and that's why she was hemorrhaging. Yeah, I think so. She didn't give birth normally, you guys. Like, you know how they usually get all that stuff, I believe? Like, no, she was standing there or on the toilet. I can't even imagine because I've never been in that position. But to rip or bite off an umbilical cord?
So you said it was Lori that called you. You went in, and the liner was still on.
Yeah, there was a clean liner on the top. That's why I was like, what are you talking about? And then she said, pick it up. And when I picked it up, it was heavy. I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? I knew, right away I knew. Then I just went straight to trauma 2 with the whole trash can. I just went across the hall and got, broke the baby.
So after you, Doc, and the.
Yeah, so where's the placenta? In the toilet? She flushed it?
And Chris, decided there was no resuscitation. What did y'all do after that? What did you do after that?
I made everybody leave the room, and I told Lori to call the police.
But then after that, anything else?
No, I didn't do anything until the police arrived, and they came and asked me what was going on, and I took them into the room and told them this is what happened, this is what we found, and I haven't talked to them yet.
Okay.
I haven't said anything to them.
So
Until
between
the officer arrived.
So from the time of declining resuscitation to officer involvement, you didn't have contact with patient or mother?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
No, I didn't go in the room till after the policeman showed up, and then I went in there to talk to the patient
Okay.
and asked her why was the baby in the trash can.
And what did she say?
She said that it just came out of her and she didn't know what to do. That's what she told me.
And did she say it was breathing, not breathing?
She didn't say
She
anything
didn't
like
say
that.
anything.
No.
She just said it came out. She didn't know what to do.
Right.
Okay. And at that point, did mom say anything?
Mom went kind of a little bit irate, like, "Oh my God, how could you, Well, I think the mother was in the assumption that it was a miscarriage, and I told her, "Ma'am, that is not the case. This is a full-term baby that was placed in the trash can." And then and that's when I told the mom, "Ma'am, if you can't control yourself, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the room," because she's 19, she's an adult.
Right. And what did
Yep.
she calm down?
No, she actually left. She went outside.
And outside to like the waiting room?
To the waiting room, yeah.
Okay.
And then she came back in.
Once she calmed down.
Yeah, and then when she came back in, and then once I talked to the police officer and stuff, some of the family had started showing up. And she went back out there, and at that point, I told them, because the officers asked me to not let anybody in certain rooms, and so I told everybody, and I even went out there and addressed the family. I said, "I'm sorry the police are here now. This is kind of an investigation thing. We need to find out what happened, and no one will be allowed back into the working area anymore." And so I kept them in the waiting room.
Did they have any comments?
Not one.
Really?
I was really surprised. Not one person asked me about the baby. If it was alive, if it was dead, if it was a boy, if it was a girl. No one asked me anything. Not even, she didn't
Not
even
even the
ask.
patient?
No, she didn't ask. The only thing
That breaks my heart. The baby didn't even get a chance. Nobody cared. You guys, it was a newborn baby.
she started doing was crying and started talking about she didn't know what to do. Not one. I've never seen I've delivered multiple babies and I've seen multiple miscarriages, and I've never seen a reaction like that. And I don't even know what to say about that. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
How would you describe the reaction?
I think there was no emotion except for herself, and she really wasn't even crying tears. She was just, and the only thing she was upset about was that I think she was going to be in trouble with her mother. That was her only concern, in my opinion. There was no.
The fact that she was more concerned about being in trouble with her mother than the actual policía, the police, makes me think there's something going on in their home life. Don't come for me. I'm going to read you guys something after this.
Concern for the baby. No one asked me any questions about the baby. Not even the family members, when I went out there and talked to them, did they say, normally people, I would think, would say, was it a boy, a girl? No one asked me one question about the baby at all. Not one.
The whole time?
The whole time. No one asked me anything about the baby's condition, if it was a boy or a girl, anything, nothing.
Okay. Did you have any interaction with her when I know she was flown to Roswell. Did you have any interaction with her then?
Because when we looked at the baby, the umbilical cord was still completely attached. So then I had concerns about her health. When a baby comes out like that, we worry about the placenta being still attached, which causes the mother to bleed. Mm-hmm. So at that point, our concern was about her.
Right.
And getting her somewhere. Probably I envisioned that she probably was going to have to have what we call a D&C to get the rest of the placenta out of her to make sure she'd be okay. So I was in there explaining to her, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have to fly you to Loveless for you to see an obstetrician to take care of this stuff. So I explained what we were going to be doing with her at that point. But it was just basically, my job telling her, this is what I need to do to make sure you're safe, and you are okay with that.
And there was no more conversation about the baby?
I didn't have any conversations with her about the baby at that point. No.
My only conversations with her were about what I needed to do to ensure her health.
And at that point, mom still hadn't asked about the baby?
No, mom was already out in the waiting room
She
at
was
that
already-
point.
okay.
We didn't let her back in. But no, she didn't. Now, I know that I had the house, because I had called the house supervisor to come down because this is a big deal. And I know that she kind of intervened on some things in the room. I don't know exactly what they talked about. But I know that Marina was visibly upset about the conversation she had with her.
Yeah, we talked to her yesterday.
Right. So I don't know what their conversation was. I know that Marina was quite upset about the conversation they had. That's all I can say. As you can tell,
Right.
I could tell Marina was upset. As long as most everybody, which was after that point, my job was I had to get back. We still had patients coming in. I had ambulances coming in. I had 2 ambulances show up. I had more patients coming on the floor. I was down 3 beds because I had them coordinated off. So at that time, my attention turned to I have to get everybody functioning.
Right.
Which not only did I have to do that with the nurses to get them back, I had to pull the doctor aside and get her focused because she was visibly upset.
Right.
So that was my mind frame at that time was I have to get these people back. We got to, we have sick people still. Can't do anything else. It may sound cold, but that was my mindset is I have, we had sick people and we had ambulances coming in and I have to get these people back online. We have to get back to work. We have to function.
Yeah, the ER still has to
I
function.
have to roll.
Is there anything we haven't asked you think we should know?
I'm just going to tell you this. I've never, ever seen a reaction like that girl. I don't even know what to say about it. It was.
This is the charge nurse. I'm shook with what he's saying. Like, hello? Augie says that's a whole level of brutality. Imagine being an absolute psycho. What she did in that bathroom, birthed silently and then unalived in silence too, in such a brutal manner. Exactly, Augie. Sassy says the reason she was med flighted because of the distance between hospital and to deliver the placenta. Sassy says what Alexee did was reprehensible, and then to think she had to use her teeth. Oh my gosh. William says, how can anyone dump a baby into the trash? So many would love a baby but can't. Sassy says, yes, Smelly, there's definitely some serious fear in that home. I think that there was a lot of it. I think her mom is a little bit of a psychopath. I think there was mental and verbal abuse. I do. Do I have facts of that? No. Allegedly only. Yeah, she was hemorrhaging, right, Margaret? If it still happened, then the baby would be stillborn. How her lawyer comes off as trashy. I agree, Sassy. Exploded. Yeah, the placenta.
Zero emotion. I don't even know what to say. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen women that are only married, or not married, but pregnant for 6 weeks, and they lose their.
Now, I don't know if a placenta does truly explode. Now we have to do a little bit of Melly research. Does a placenta explode? We're learning so much in school today. It says the placenta can rupture. Placental abruption occurs when the placenta separates from the uterine wall before the baby is born. This can lead to bleeding, pain, and other complications.
Baby, and they're a mess. You know what I mean? That girl went in that bathroom, made no sounds at all, and the baby came out of her. And had, I don't even know how she functioned that way to do what she did and with no emotion. I've never seen anything like it.
And it was a pretty good sized baby. Pretty good size.
It looked term to me.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it was term. I can't tell you that was, but the only thing that upsets me the most is I understand she was scared, and I think her mother had a big dynamic on her, and I understand that. I mean, I think her mother was probably pretty controlling. I don't know that. I'm just speculation. But she gave me no chance to save that baby. I had no chance, and that's not what I do. My job.
Do you hear that? He said he had no chance to save that baby. That part truly makes me so sad.
To save lives, and I had
I
no
might
chance
cry
on that baby. She gave me no chance. And we are a facility that you can drop the baby off, no questions asked. You can just leave the baby and then go. I don't.
They are even a facility that takes all babies, all unwanted babies.
care,
Oh my.
As long as you bring the baby to a safe, we are one of those type of hospitals. So it's hard to fathom what was going on in her mind. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that, and I pray to God I never see it again. I mean, it was like I don't mean like TV shit. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't even know what to say, man. It was crazy.
We appreciate what you do.
Oh,
I know we've dealt with, we've done a lot of things together.
Upsetting what transpired, and it's like I said. Well, it is very upsetting what transpired, and it's like I said, it's hard to choke down when you don't even have a shot. She didn't even get shot with that kid, so it's hard. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know you've been doing it a while, so if you need to talk to somebody, don't hold it in.
Well,
Just get to talk with somebody.
it's just one of those things you got to put in the case and put it away.
I know.
Go to work.
I know. I've done it many times.
But
So,
you know what I'm saying.
Well, if you have any questions,
So that's the interview with the charge, you guys. That's the charge nurse. Heinous. I can't even believe that she's getting positive reactions from the court. Like I can't. Okay, now we're gonna watch the housekeeper, the cleaner. This is 10 minutes. She basically states what she saw. I hadn't touched on this case in a while, and I'm just how brutal this is. I am shook. I am shook. I forget. No, we're doing Mackenzie later tonight, part 10. Placentas can ruptures having heavy bleeding. You just couldn't have a placental abruption and not know it's hell of a lot of blood and hurts. Yeah, she knew. She knew something was off. This is the cleaner. Oh my God.
no, I'm good.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just a mentor.
I'm Dean Lewis.
Nice to meet you.
Everything's awesome. Met you the night of.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing in the court right now. They're fighting for all of this to be. It's not gonna. Yeah, basically the judge ruled in the favor that some of these statements are not admissible in court. Right now, things can change.
It's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, can you tell me everything that happened on January 27th? Like your involvement from
The time I was called,
to the end.
okay, I was called and to go clean the patient's bathroom in ER around, I can't remember, 2 o'clock or so, I think it was the time, I'm not too sure. So when I went in there, it was a bloody massacre mess.
Could you describe it if possible?
Yeah, there was blood everywhere. There was blood on the floor, on the wall.
Do you remember which wall?
The one behind the toilet, and then the one on the side right here. You know, there's the one where the toilet sits, the back of that,
Yeah.
and then on the side,
Where the call button is?
yeah,
Okay.
and on the floor, everywhere. I mean, it was.
Was it like this is the bathroom, here's the toilet and sink, then here's the door. So was it just like this? Or
Actually, it was all over the place, all over the floor, because even when I was going into the bathroom, there was blood on the coming out of the bathroom on the floor.
okay,
So it was everywhere.
okay.
Oh
So there's
my.
blood coming out of the bathroom? Do you know how far it went?
There was blood. There's a blood bath.
I think they were the person that was in there, her footsteps. She was coming out, so I was like, oh my gosh, it's even out here.
How far out did you have to clean to get it?
From the outside,
Yes.
right by like around the water fountain,
Where's the water fountain at?
right there.
Oh, right next to the restroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it's on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it went out to the water fountain. Did you have to clean like the hall or anything at all?
I mopped up that area right there.
Okay.
And was it footprints?
Yeah, I was.
Was it footprints in the hall?
Yeah, you know, I guess she stepped on it, you know, and then walked out with it, and then their socks were wet.
Okay.
But it wasn't all the way to her room or nothing like that. It was just right by the water fountain.
So just footprints in the hall to water fountain?
Yeah.
Okay. And what else happened?
Okay, then I went in there, and then I started cleaning. I started, first thing I did was I started mopping because we can't be walking around on that blood.
Okay.
So I started mopping, and then I started, after that I started wiping everything down. That I went to the toilet, you know, and I cleaned the toilet, and then I got everything. I had to do everything like twice because it was, you know, bad. I wiped down the walls and everything. And after I did all that, I usually throw my trash first. But for some reason that night I had to clean the floor up and everything else. And when I went to go through the trash, I felt that when I picked up the trash and I looked in it, there was there was trash in it. But I knew that it didn't feel like when I picked it up, it was some weight. So I thought it was the trash bags because we put the trash bags on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started getting the trash out. And then when I did that, I seen that there was a baby in there. And that's when I freaked out and I called Lori and HT, or the nurses up front. And because there was a baby in the trash. And the baby, when I looked at it, the baby was wrapped up like in a, like at the bottom of the trash can, and with trash on top of it, in the trash can.
And so how did you see it, like as soon as you picked it up?
No, after I picked up the trash bag that was on top,
okay,
where they were throwing the trash at, when I picked that up to change it, that's when I noticed that there was, when I see the baby.
Okay, so you lifted the liner and then saw
Yeah.
the baby, okay. And I know this bugs you, but can you like describe the baby?
Yeah, he was about that big. He had hair, and he was like purplish, but still not like pink. I don't know how to describe it. He was like, he wasn't bruised or nothing like that, and he was like purple, pink skin type color.
Okay.
How was the bag? How was the bag placed, or what?
It looks like she wrapped it around like that, and then wrapped it like under him, and then put him on the bottom of it.
Okay. And was the baby moving at all?
No.
Okay. Did you touch him at all?
No.
Okay. And so you said you called HT and Lori?
Yes.
Okay. What happened? What did you see after that? What did you do?
Okay. When all that happened, I moved the trash can. I told them that there was a baby in the trash. I could barely talk at that moment. And so then they took over, and I left. I went up to the nurse's station. And then they called the doctor and everything and all that stuff.
After that, did you have any contact with the baby?
No.
Okay. And then what happened after that? After you went to the nurse's station?
Oh, I went over there with the baby.
What did you do?
I just stood there and I was freaking out, and everybody was, asking me what's going on and whatever. And I stood. I didn't go back over there where they were at.
Okay. And then, was that whenever I showed up, or?
Yeah, that was about the time that you showed up.
So you were just at the nurse station until I showed up and talked to you?
Yeah. Well, after that, I went back to EBS, to the department I work at.
Okay.
I went over there and trying to get away from that for a moment. And I went there for a little while, and then they called me and told me that you were coming in, for me to go wait in the ER.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
I cannot imagine this lady. Like, I heard a couple people that were involved in this no longer work there because of this. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. We might get more information on that. And I'm sure nobody has spoken about it because the case is still ongoing, but I can't imagine the trauma and the nightmares. That's right, Augie, and the nightmares.
And other than this, is there anything that I asked you that I haven't asked you that you think I should know?
No, I think that's all.
Think that's it? Okay.
Yeah, if I can remember of something, I'll write it down. That way I won't forget.
All right, and Great Trainer, Cynthia has my contact information, so if you need to call me, and there's his card as well, you can let us know, okay?
Okay.
Are you doing anything to make sure you're okay?
No, I'm not doing anything right now. I thought maybe I could do it on my own, but there's some days that are harder than others. So when I feel that way, I feel, see, I just went through a trauma in 2018. My boyfriend in Carlsbad blew his brains out in front of me. So he committed suicide. So I was traumatized over that for a long time. And then now this, so it's kind of.
Yeah, I'm praying for this little lady's. Oh, it makes me sad. Look at all the trauma she's dealt with. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about what's her name? Lakin Snelling. She's one of the other ones that committed infanticide. The biggest thing is she could have pulled that call button for help and she didn't. That's right, Margaret, babe. Placenta previa is something that causes some women to have light heavy bleeding, especially later in pregnancy. It's from the placenta. Okay, thank you. I know someone said they had that and it was, they know. They know. And she buried the other case. My heart breaks for her, this housekeeper.
Sometimes I have a problem with it.
Nothing wrong with asking for help, okay?
And I don't know if you're a churchgoer or, I don't know what faith you are, but sometimes that helps as well.
Yeah, in fact, that's what helped me with my boyfriend, the churches.
Right.
That's what I turned to.
So
Because I was looking for answers, and there's no way I could ever find out why he did it, because he's not here to tell me.
Right. Well, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I really am.
So,
but please try to get somebody to talk to, because it'll eat away at you. I promise you. And just get some sort of closure for it.
okay. Yes.
Yeah, like talking to friends, family,
Mm-hmm.
like going to the church and just talk to them. Don't even talk to them about what happened. Just say like, hey, I have some stuff. Can I just talk to you about anything?
Right.
If you're Catholic, just go to the priest and say, I need to talk. I don't need you to help me. I just need you to listen and let me get it off my chest about what trauma I went through.
Okay.
Because, just getting it out in the open. Because
Right.
I know you're mad. You're mad that your boyfriend did what he did. You're mad that he's gone. He's mad. You're mad.
Mm-hmm.
So getting that out, saying I'm mad, and talking to a priest or a pastor or whoever
Right.
will help you. Trust me, because I've been through that. I lost my son in 20, and I've done lots of that.
Right. And and I was, because I didn't know why he did it. He didn't ever show any signs or anything like that. So I'll try to look for answers, and I'm never going to find them because he's not here to tell me. So that's what my main problem was. I needed to know, and that was making me go crazy.
Well, there are like survivor groups here in town and just around that you can talk to.
Yeah.
People like in your shoes that somebody's left them behind that they don't know.
Right.
But it's good to have people that you can relate to and talk to that won't judge you.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would like try and find that.
I think with trauma, unfortunately, if you get help for it and whatnot, it's like, some trauma is just forever. It truly is. It just lives with you.
You work at the hospital.
It's just reality, I think.
And a therapist put me on all kinds of medication. I was like a walking zombie,
Right.
And I didn't want to feel that way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to come out and do something for myself because he was the main provider. I had to come out and work because, how was I going to survive?
Right.
So that's when I came here and I applied and they gave me this job that I have now. If it wasn't for them, I don't know what I would be now. The hospital has really helped me out.
Good.
And so
Wow.
they offered me, when I applied, I told my situation, I'm like, my therapist didn't think it was a very good idea for me to work here, but I'm going to give it a chance because she said that I could probably have a relapse if I were to see like a lot of blood and a lot of,
Oh my gosh. So she went from deep trauma to like a new start, fresh start, and then this.
Give me that chance to see if I can. So I've been here 4 years now.
Good.
So it helped me out a lot bit. They have a lot of help here, like with behavioral health and everything. But I just wanted to get off of that medication, and I did it myself because I didn't want to feel that way no more.
Right. Anything that.
No, I think I've asked you
Okay.
everything. And like I said, if I remember something, I'll write it down
Yeah, just let us know.
and let you know and call you and tell you about it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with
Okay.
that.
Okay, so that's the housekeeper who found the baby. I know. Okay, so now we're going to watch a clip. Hey, Emily. Okay, so now we're gonna watch the ER doctor give her interview. This one's also just like 10 minutes. This one's also very interesting. The ER doctor, please make sure you guys hit the like button. Thank you for being here. This case, I know, poor lady. My best friend was pregnant in high school when we were in cheer. She never told, and I was standing on her belly and didn't know till we were ready to graduate. Oh, so see, yeah, some situations, I guess, you know, are really possible like that. But I think in this case, Alexee Trevizo knew. I'm gonna fast forward. Oh, sorry, she's on the screen. They're interviewing her through the computer.
Hi, Mel. Can you see us?
Yes, can you see me? I'm sorry, I just had to pick up my kids.
Oh. No, you're fine.
You're fine. I'm Detective Minter. This is Detective Gonzalez.
Hey, guys.
Very, very nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So, go ahead.
Give me 1 sec. I need to give my daughter a direction here.
Okay.
On top of the refrigerator. Have Axel get it down. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
And that's where the snacks are.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and state your name and what you do and where you work.
Heather Marshall Vasquez, MD. I am an emergency physician. My full-time employment job is through Holy Cross Medical Center in Taos, New Mexico, where I'm the medical director. And then I work as an independent contractor for Artesia General Hospital. I work sort of 2 to 4 shifts a month down there.
Okay.
So for January 27th of this year, you came into contact with Alexee Trevizo. Can you tell us what happened on that day? Just from the beginning of everything that happened.
Yes, she presented, I want to say it was around 11:30 at night. I don't have the chart in front of me, so there's some details I'm going to have to sort of guesstimate from my recollection. Her main complaint was for back pain. She was brought in by her mother. We were told that she began having back pain after coming home from cheerleading practice. Sounds like she had gone to bed and then woken her mother up. And so her mother brought her in, and when I initially evaluated her, she really wouldn't sit still. She wouldn't really let me examine her. She had on a very baggy sweatshirt. And, a 19-year-old with back pain, the vast majority of the time, that's not going to be anything serious. But she was just not really acting right, and so I became concerned that there was something else going on, technically a kidney stone or something like that. I asked the patient and her mother if she could be pregnant. Her mother said, no, under no circumstances. I've been buying pads for her every month. And so I ordered our normal evaluation, which would be some basic labs, including a pregnancy test, as well as a CAT scan of the abdomen and pelvis to make sure she didn't have a kidney stone or something like that. The pregnancy test came back positive an hour late, maybe 45 minutes later. I can't tell you exactly how much time had elapsed when I became aware that her test was positive. So at that point, we sent it for a blood confirmatory test, which is what we call a quantitative HCG, which tells us, it gives us a number instead of just a positive or negative for pregnancy test. It gives us a number. And the reason why that number was really significant was because one of the concerns that you would always have in a young woman who was having back or abdominal pain could be a tubal pregnancy. And so oftentimes we need to correlate the level, the pregnancy hormone level, to determine if it's likely that there could be a tubal pregnancy. There's no obstetrics or gynecology at Artesia General, and so it would require transferring her. I also verified at that time that we didn't really have the right kind, the ER has an ultrasound machine, but it didn't have the right probe on there. It had what we call the vascular probe, not the endovaginal or the abdominal one, which would be the ways we would look to see if there was a tubal pregnancy or a viable pregnancy. So I was going to have to call the ultrasound tech in. And so it was taking the lab a little bit longer than I would have thought to give us the actual quantitative HCG level. And so at that point, I started being very nervous because I figured, well, maybe it's a really high number, maybe they had to dilute it down. And I wanted to check on the patient, and I asked the nurse where the patient was, and he said, well, she's in the bathroom. And I said, oh my goodness, how long has she been in there? She'd been in there for like 20 minutes. And so at that point, I became very concerned, and I said, you need to get her out of there right now. So it took a while for them to find the key. The nurse was knocking on the door, and we heard the toilet flush several times. And so at that point, finally, the door opened, and there was just blood everywhere. And so even though we didn't have the right probe for the ultrasound machine, I felt like I'm just going to look, because I had already called the tech in, the tech wasn't there yet. So I took her directly to the room and did a ultrasound. I couldn't see anything. Again, it was the wrong probe. It's not the right probe to even, I don't even know if you could see any, like it's the kind of probe that we use to put like special IVs in the neck. So it wasn't the right kind of probe. But she was bleeding a lot, and so we went directly from doing the ultrasound, and again, I was waiting for the tech to come in, to doing a pelvic exam, and it probably took me 10 or 15 minutes to, when I did the pelvic exam, her cervix, the opening to the uterus was just wide open, and there was just blood pouring out, and I was really mystified as to what could be happening, because I thought, well, maybe she's having a miscarriage.
Wow.
It probably took me 10 or 15 minutes to evacuate all the blood. And just as I was finishing with that exam, the charge nurse came into the ER and said, I need you out here right now. And I walked out into the main department. The nurse was still a different nurse was still in the room with the patient, trying to get her, clean her up after the exam. And the charge nurse said, the housekeeper and the secretary found a dead baby in the trash can. And so I said, well, where? Because now I need to verify if the child was alive. So they brought me the trash can. I ran into the trauma 2 room, the resuscitation room, and dumped it out. And it did not take me very long to determine that the child was dead. And I mean, the decision to not attempt resuscitation, really, the temperature was cool, and I also did not want to contaminate if it was a crime scene.
Baby was gone, you guys, suffocated. Didn't she name him Alex too? She did name the baby Alex. I need to read your guys' comments. They're too good. Alexee can't take the responsibility. Her mom taught her to deflect. Good. I'm going to read you guys something about the relationship between them. The worst pain you've ever felt. Illegally blonde says, I can't with these moms anymore. What is going on? What is going on? We have disgusting Jen Soto. We have Rebecca Haro. We have this girl. We have Lakin Snelling. We're going to talk about her. I mean, yeah, she chewed off her umbilical cord. Alexee did start taking diet pills when she began showing. I do remember reading that. Thank you, Sassy Pants. How does the hospital not have the right to probe for an ultrasound? There's so many logistics, S-dubs. It's crazy. I don't know how she didn't make a single noise during labor. Labor was the most painful thing I experienced. I was shivering, puking. Yeah, that's what my mom said. This has to be devastating for that woman. I don't get it. The poor woman who found the baby. I know.
So at that point, then my attention shifted to making sure that the mother was stabilized, because I realized she just delivered a baby. I didn't know where the placenta was. She could die from a postpartum hemorrhage. So I contacted the on-call obstetrician at Loveless Regional in Roswell and said, I need to transfer this patient to you emergently. They said, yep, just send her up. I think the fire department just took her up right away. But before we transferred her, I talked to my team. I said, look, we're not going to talk to her until we have police present. I want witnesses present for our discussion with her. At that point, several of your officers arrived. They arrived very quickly. And we went in and I said, we found a dead baby in the trash. And she said, well, it came out of me and it wasn't moving, so I just put it in the trash. And the mother started screaming at her, I knew it. This is after they had both sworn up and down that there was no chance she'd be pregnant. And so at that point, once we got her transferred, and I believe that the officers called for, I'm not sure what steps they did, but we made sure we didn't touch the dead baby. We didn't do anything because we did not want to contaminate the crime scene. And then I documented, and that's it.
What was the baby in the trash can?
I did not find it. It was my secretary who you should speak to. She told me a few weeks later that she was the one. But I was told it was in a plastic bag that was tied off and then stuck into a plastic bag, and then she put trash on the top to try to hide it.
Okay. So he was
Yeah,
out,
that was what was told to me.
but he was outside the bag when you saw him.
Yes, they had opened the bag up, and I took the trash can, I just turned it upside down and dumped everything on the bed.
Okay. And you didn't see any trauma or anything to the baby, or?
I don't have a very good recollection of that. My brain was 100% focused on, is this a patient I should try to resuscitate? And once I made the determination not to resuscitate, all of my attention turned to making sure that the mother didn't die.
Okay.
So did any of the nursing staff find the placenta at the emergency room?
No.
Okay.
I have no idea what happened with the placenta.
She didn't deliver it at Loveless either.
You guys, the placenta is missing. Justice for baby Alex and the placenta. I mean, I'm joking on that part, but like, what the hell? She flushed it down the toilet. Illegally Blonde says, my sons are grown. I can't imagine throwing them away. You guys, think about it. We're over here freaking out. Think about having a little baby, giving birth to it, your own, and you suffocate it and smother the baby. Like, sometimes I even feel bad when I kill like bugs. I don't get how these females do this. Same with the one we're talking about tomorrow, the baby in the closet. I'm like, we're in 2025. Like they said, that was drop your baby off facility, or that's not exactly what it's called. It's something like that. Bro. I had my first surgery. She tore it up and flushed it. I can't. Alexee Trevizo needs to be in jail or in a mental hospital with Andrea Yates. You know who I'm talking about?
She probably put it in the toilet, would be my guess.
And would that have been something that was able to be flushed?
It depends on how broken up it was. I mean, if it's torn, it potentially could have been flushable. Or it's possible the housekeeper could have thrown it away without thinking it was just bloody, because there was blood everywhere in the bathroom.
Really? And did she say anything other than after you told her that you found a deceased baby? Did she say anything?
Just that it wasn't moving, so she put it in the trash.
Okay. And mom screaming, I knew it.
It was a really unpleasant experience.
I'm sorry for that. I really am.
Is there anything you think we should know that we haven't asked?
No, I mean, you have autopsy results and you can, obviously make your decisions based on that. She was extremely duplicitous. She lied to us the entire time. It was it was an extraordinarily difficult case. The nursing staff were distraught. The housekeeper was distraught. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's been a terrible case.
Yes, ma'am. One of the worst I've seen in my career.
I've been a doctor. I've been an emergency doctor for 20 years. I've actually never seen anything like this.
Wow. She may have torn the uterus and may not be able to have a baby in the future. Well, you know what? I hope she can't. I'm sorry. I don't hope anything bad on people, but she doesn't deserve that. Yeah, we're going to watch that hearing tomorrow. Military Mom. Oh, hi, Military Mom. Good to see you. She might walk, you guys. And if she does, are we all going to go to New Mexico? She chewed it, nothing to cut it. And then she tore it up and flushed and put the baby in the trash. It seems this girl was ashamed of being pregnant taking diet pills are pregnant is ludicrous. Who was the father of this baby? And that's what I think, you guys, it comes back down to her home life. She was so scared to tell her parents she was pregnant if they didn't know. She was so, if they truly didn't know, which we don't know, she was that scared to tell them. And why are you that scared to talk to your parents? I just, this is something is wrong. We're going to watch the hearing tomorrow and read another court
Who's
document.
name that found the baby that was when it was tied up in the bag?
That was our secretary, Lori, Lori, and I can't remember her last name.
Okay.
But
I have her
Dr.
info. I talked to her.
Oh, you already talked to her. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't have anything yet.
Yeah, I don't have any other.
All right, Doc. I appreciate you.
Okay, so that was the ER doctor. And she didn't have to kill the baby. No, actually, I think it was JoJo said it's a safe haven. They have safe havens to drop off babies. She was 19 at the time. She better not walk free. She might. I have a feeling that she might. Okay, we have another 10-minute clip of this is when they talk to the family. We have one with the family and then one when she gets arrested. This one's going to be good. Let's see what the family has to say. And the baby daddy there. Remember I showed the baby daddy in the picture. What did Sassy say? It's quiet because of the body cam. She did all of that in silence and walked right out the door. It is insane. It is. She's a Casey Anthony Jr. Oh my gosh, lock her up. That hospital was a safe haven. It was. Imagine that. She didn't even know. She probably didn't even know that you could give the baby away like that. And she probably didn't know that was a facility that was a safe haven. Oh, all hospitals are safe havens. Most police and fire departments too. Thank you, SW. You guys, please talk to your kids about sex and pregnancy. I know it sounds ridiculous to be saying that in 2025 when it's everywhere, but it truly, I think it starts in the home. I really do. Yeah. I didn't know I know every hospital is and police. I didn't know they all were, but that is so good to know. They're all, I think really anywhere could be a safe haven where they help, like even a woman. I think if anybody went into a store like a CVS and was like, I don't want my baby, and like put it on the floor, obviously the police can come. Like she could have even done something like that. You know what I mean? She had options other than safe options. She had regular options too. And she chose to suffocate her baby boy. How's she sleep at night? I believe most places allow safe haven up to 1 month old. Okay, this is a mom. I have such a problem with a mom, you guys. Sorry if I'm not very nice about it.
Is this your family?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Detective and also Chief Police Department. What questions do you have for me right now?
What's gonna go on? Like, what can I be with her?
She's getting life-flighted out right now.
Okay.
So they're taking her right now.
Okay.
I haven't spoken.
Mom right here, this mom right here, lying mom. And then these are the baby daddy is right here sitting in the seat, and then the parents, his parents.
Spoke to her at all?
Okay. So like what's gonna go on? Like what's gonna happen with her? Like.
So she's gonna get treatment before we even talk to her because she needs to be stabilized. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why she didn't let it out.
Okay.
Once she gets stabilized, we'll try and talk to her. The baby's gonna go up north for autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
More likely it will be done within the next day.
Is she gonna get tanked after like she's released? How?
Get what?
Like, are y'all gonna take her to custody or anything like that? Like,
That depends on what the DA finds. We have to wait for the autopsy to come back to see what happened. Because right now with how everything happened, we're gonna do an investigation, get more information from the OMI, Office of Medical Investigator up north.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we present that to the DA, see what the DA wants to do with charges, if any at all.
Okay. So they already took her out.
No, she's getting life flight. She's right now being set up to go through. What do you mean?
What's wrong with her? What's going to happen with her? Alexee. Hello, your daughter just killed her newborn child, lady. The control here, I fear of the abuse going on in that home. I do believe there was something going on. Call me crazy. Call it. Do it. The stepdad is the only one showing any emotion. That's right, military mom. Baby daddy seems unbothered. I would be freaking out. They're all pretty calm for just hearing, I know, which makes me think they all knew how that family was and they all knew how Alexee was. They didn't ask if the baby was a boy or girl. Like, when is the baby? Like, can we bury it? Like, boo-hoo, I'm crying. Like, nothing. They're just like, where's Lexi? Where's Alexee?
It should be pretty soon. They make a decision. Because with the age of the decedent, they usually expedite autopsy reports and such. With normal people that pass naturally at home, it takes a couple months for us to get reports back. Stuff like this, we'll get it back pretty soon.
Okay.
So
We
don't know. That's why he'll be going up north. Has y'all's information been taken yet?
He took my driver's license, he took her driver's license, my phone number, my phone number.
So, even though she's of age, if she's not available to be contacted, can we put you down as next of kin or all mine? Okay. And you'd be grandmother?
I'm mom.
So you'd be
I'm
the
her mom.
you'd be the decedent's grandmother.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So that's her boyfriend.
This part I cannot stand. I want to just jump through the computer and get on her face. Like, she's like, that's her. That's the other grandma. Like, trying to put the blame on there. No, it's your daughter, Rosa. Like, this pisses me off. I don't know why. She's like, that's the boyfriend. This is them. They're guilty too. Don't just look at me like the bad guy. No, you are the bad guy.
Boyfriend, do you have a driver's
You are.
license? No. And is the address on you current?
And this is the stepdad. Imagine, now I have questions. Melly, it's none of your business about her previous marriage and how they raised her. I think we need to know in this case. I think we need to know. Yes. This is Trevizo, Laura. She killed her baby in the bathroom at the hospital. How did the mom not know? ATS, we think it's bull.
On the driver's license. Because determining what the my does, if she's still in medical, and they do release the infant back, it'll have to be released somebody. It'll be up to my who they determine next of kin is. Maybe the parents, but maybe you. Okay, so that's where we're gonna get everyone's information. I'm just gonna run your name through the dispatch on her radio. Okay, so I'm just gonna call them.
Why is everyone so calm right now? It's literally freaking me out. I'm over here. This is years later. I'm like screaming my brains out. Overprotective and probably physically abusing mother. Danby, you are literally taking the words from my brain. I think the mother was abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, and verbally abusive. Maybe the mom has a form of Munchausen by proxy. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking something. Or maybe she's like Kendra from the unknown number, the live I did yesterday. Maybe she's like her and is obsessed with Alexee, and it causes her to do something like be a bad parent. Or an abusive parent.
Hey, Houston's off 7:15. Are you on APD? For the AG's call, can you run 1 OLN out of New Mexico? It's 517-158-500. Should be Devin.
Yes, I wanted to point this out because Sassy Pants said it. The mom said it was an abusive relationship with Alexee's father. I wonder if an unwanted pregnancy as well, and if that is possible why the home was toxic and abusive. Yes, I could think Rosa's overbearing, more than overbearing. Yeah, the mom asked, what happened to it? Like it, the clown, not the baby. No, I'm serious. She was referring to it as it. Like, it's so hurtful.
Zero. Yes. No, it's okay.
I agree with Rich Buddy. Rich Buddy says, nah, she's exactly like her mother. That's all. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Absolutely.
No, is it Rick? Okay, so coming across after like 45 minutes. All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You as well. Thank you.
As soon as you're done with it, like if everything's okay, will I be able to bring her home with me?
Yes.
I will?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where she'll be going.
With me?
No.
To my house? I mean, like.
When she gets like
Oh,
flighted, I don't know which one.
They told me Loveless Regional. Yeah.
Loveless Regional?
Yeah.
That's my card. Get keep a hold of me.
Okay.
So if she stays at Loveless,
What about the baby? Does she ask, what about the baby? Can we do something with the baby? Like,
and then she gets released, she can go back to y'all.
Okay.
And I'll be in touch with you to try and set up an interview with her.
Okay.
Would y'all mind talking to me later when y'all are okay?
Yeah, I was with her. I know she talked to him for a while on the phone, and then she came to me, so I've been with her the rest of the time.
Today? Oh, so what did she come here for that she told you?
She told me she had back pain.
That's it?
That's it.
Has she been having back pain before?
Yeah, she's pain for her and her hips is I mean, she was born with like her, I don't know, it's like crooked.
Her spine?
Okay, because my ex-husband, he hit me. He beat me whenever I was pregnant with her. So she was early.
okay, this is interesting. She says that my ex-husband beat me when I was pregnant with her. This is where I think the psychological damage stems from.
So she had some problems with her hips. Like I always had to take her to chiropractor to get adjusted because she couldn't use it. Like she was always getting constipated. Like she had to get lined up, whatever. So, I mean, I've been taking her to chiropractor because I always thought, well, this time, I didn't know. I honestly didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know. I just thought, like she said, I had back pain more. My hips are hurting me. I think I need to go to the chiropractor. I said, okay, let's go tomorrow. But she was like in really a lot of pain,
When did it start?
Like the pain?
Yes.
Yesterday she said it was really bad. That her hips were hurting, her back. And then last night.
You guys, does this boyfriend, is he really acting like he didn't know? Oh my gosh, I want to like scream in his face. I can't stand the mother. Shut the F up. Your daughter was knocked up, says Stephanie. How the F did you not notice that huge bump? Dude, they had to know. I feel it in my soul, in my blood. I'm like raging over this case. Too awkward and too weird. Why is nobody freaking out? I'm freaking out more than they are. And this is like 2 years later. And the part where she brings up her husband beating her is like so concerning to me. Yeah, did you see the stepdad reaction? I know. And it's like, why are you putting yourself into this? Like, you're not the victim here, Rosa. You're not. The baby was. Like, I'm literally, let me see Rosa on the street in New Mexico.
We're on the phone together, and she said her.
I swear.
Hurting bad.
Sorry, I don't mean to get so
Back
upset.
and anything else is hurting. And she said just everything. She went to sleep.
But she's a cheerleader too, so she's big in cheers. They have cheer competition. She works out. I mean,
And she's been active this whole
yeah,
time?
she's been active this whole time.
And who does she live with?
She's been sexually active the whole time, Rosa, not just cheering hooray, hooray, or whatever they do in the cheer. I was never a cheerleader. She's pregnant. Yeah, but Mom, I'm a cheerleader. I'm dead. Yes, the pictures were in the earlier live. Make sure you replay if you missed it.
So
Parents. Oh, that's yeah, 'cause she's in school. She's a senior.
and how long have you all been together?
Almost 2 years.
2 years? Okay. So I'm not trying to be rude, but you are more than likely would be the father? Okay. It's,
No, I get it.
Why is that funny? I need to go back a little bit. What is wrong with her? Is she a psychopath? I can't even.
We get
sometimes
it.
This isn't like a laughing matter.
father? Okay. It's,
No, we get it. We get
sometimes it happens. So with everything that comes with that, gets a little shaky when it's.
She's like, yeah, he's the father. She can't possibly be sleeping with more than one guy. Like, the ignorance is, my brain is exploding. Yeah, Augie's like, Rosa, we don't want to hear your lies, Rosa. Bruh, I know, we're all we're enraged.
Newborn, stuff like that.
Outraged.
But with like death certificates, stuff like that, Turpin and Sons, if you choose to use them, we'll be the ones to help you get those. Other than that, because that's all really you'd need, and they can help you with the afterlife care. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have any questions for me right now?
Okay, now she has a reaction.
Okay. You have my number. You can. That is my work phone. If you want to text me or call me, I have my email on there as well. Okay. Sergeant and I got your information right.
So he said, the baby, the care, the life care, and she starts crying.
Okay. Let me give you my card too, so you can give me a call. All right. Just because I want to make sure everyone stays updated. Okay. Like I said, I don't know. There will be charges that will be up to the district attorney's office, if any, are even done. Okay.
Okay.
It's too early in the game to know right now. So we're just gonna do the initial investigation. I was on the phone with our dispatch, so all mine will be here in 45 minutes. It's one of their field agents, and they're the ones. So in the state of Mexico, we're not allowed to touch anybody that's passed.
Okay.
They call it a decedent. They're the only ones allowed to actually handle.
They're 18. Someone asked how old was Alexee, or 19. Alexee was 19 at this time. So I'm assuming her boyfriend's probably the same, maybe younger, 18.
Somebody. So we wait for them to even do anything. So hospitals allowed to do it because they do care, life-saving efforts. Whenever life-saving efforts cease, no one's allowed to touch them. So we have to wait for them to show up before we even start that side of stuff. Okay. So she's getting life flighted out. We'll talk to her later.
Okay.
That's if she wants to talk to us. If she chooses to, because she still has her constitutional rights.
Should I get a lawyer for her? Should I?
You can. That's your choice.
Yeah, Rosa. Looks like your little sweet pea Alexee is a schmurder, killing babies. Well, a baby.
I can't tell you what to do. That's something that y'all as a family have to talk about. Okay.
Well, why we would talk to her over Roswell?
Yes.
But I know right here they won't let her.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us.
She should be gone by now.
Okay.
So that's with the helicopters coming in. They want nobody near it, so that way you can't mess with anything. Because if any of their vitals go off, they'll stop it, which could be an issue
If I was this boyfriend and this mom, I would file a civil lawsuit against the Trevizo family for killing his child. That was my son. I'd be pissed. How dare you yank him out of your uterus, chew up the umbilical cord, and put him in the trash? Oh, heck no. I would not even be in that. I would not even be here being friends with this cuckoo lady.
For if they need care immediately. So that's why whenever someone gets life flighted, they should cut off every contact with the family.
Okay.
Because they're making sure she's getting set up to get transported out. So that's why they tell you.
Yeah.
It seems very harsh, but it's because with the flight nurse, the flight doctor, they have to make sure everything stays constant.
Okay.
So she should be gone by now because she was already getting prepped whenever I came out to y'all.
Okay.
So with that, like I said, she'll be leaving. We'll stay here with Destinette and go from there, okay?
Okay.
So once she gets to Loveless, it's up to Loveless if they'll let you back there. All right, because she is of age, so with COVID and how everything goes, it just depends, okay? So if before you make the journey, call, see if that's available, and just let them know what's going on, and we'll just let your family and that it's possible.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
We'll be here if you need anything. Yeah, well, I'll be over there, and I'll just be waiting, all right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, folks.
And now they've been fighting for her freedom. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, one more interview, and it is when she gets arrested and they go to her house. Chewed it up. Well, she ripped it and chewed it, or she somehow disconnected half of it. The baby had half of the umbilical cord still on the body. I'm going to lose my shit. Okay, now let's watch her get arrested because this pisses everyone off too, because the mom is just, Rosa, little Rosa, shame on you, mom. Shame on you.
Yeah, let them know you're with us too. Yeah, that was fine. You weren't supposed to do that.
So this is when they go back and arrest her. Because at first, they had to go through the system. Let me guess, she's on a month. Yes, we're going to watch the hearing tomorrow. The judge is basically in their favor. Yeah, there's evidence that's not admissible in court. They violated HIPAA, and I'm afraid she's going to get a slap on the wrist or even walk. She's been out for over 2 years. Yeah, shaking her ass at the homecoming prom. Going shopping. Yeah, after she kills her own baby. How do you do this? How do you do this? Someone help me understand, please. I don't understand. I can't.
Technically two. I want to knock on front. Alexee. Yeah, I think we want to.
I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on. Okay.
I will give it to her whenever.
Can I see her?
She can see her. She gets arrested.
This is my house. I have a right to see the warrant.
I'm letting you know she has a warrant for her. You have a search warrant for your house. You have a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, can we see the warrant?
Mom's all hot and heavy now, huh? She's acting like a badass. She's like, do you have a warrant? My daughter is innocent. What are you doing here? Like, Rosa, just shut up, Rosa. Shut up. Shut up. I can't.
She gets a copy of it.
Can I go up there? Will you take her up there?
You can go to the detention. Do you know where it is?
Everything?
It's
Okay,
lower.
so what is she under arrest for?
She's over 18. She's got to talk.
I understand that.
Right.
Detective Gonzalez.
Right.
What is she under arrest for?
She has a warrant for arrest. Okay?
For what?
That's all Okay?
What do you mean that's all you're gonna tell me?
She's over there.
I understand that, but I have a right to know as well.
We'll tell you that.
This is Rosa. This is the true Rosa right here, you guys. This is what Alexee is lived with. Just remember this. She's crazy. Both of them.
Okay, then let me know now. Let me know now. I'm giving you the cooperation. I told you answer my question. What is she under arrest for?
How dare you? I'm sorry, you guys. How is she asking that? How's she asking that? What is she arrested for? What crime? There's no crime. What? She didn't kill her baby. Oh my God, no, that wasn't her. That was someone pretending to be her in the body cam and in the hospital surveillance. What, Alexee? No, not my daughter. What?
What is she under arrest for? No, I'm not bringing her out here yet. Let me know what she's under arrest for. For what? For what? For what?
You okay with telling me?
Tell me.
Homicide. Open count of homicide. And tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence?
Yeah.
At the hospital?
So, can we see her?
Rosa, no. At the Chuck E. Cheese, you clown. Oh my God.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
I have a right to see a warrant. It doesn't matter if she's over the age of 18. This is my house. You have a right. You have to show me that warrant.
If we were searching her house.
Even if she's under arrest, you have to show me the
It's
warrant.
up to her to show.
Hey, I have the detectives here. They want to arrest my daughter. They're saying they have a warrant, but they can't show me a warrant for arrest.
The lawyer's like, let him arrest her. Or yeah, let him arrest her. Like, shut up, pretty much.
You good? When we get to over there, I'll give you a copy. She gets her copy. And then it's up to her.
Can I see the warrant?
It's an arrest warrant for her. It's
Okay,
not a
can I
search
see
warrant
the
for your
arrest
house.
warrant? I want to see the arrest warrant.
And what will that prove?
You bet when this is over, I'm coming for the police department and the hospital. I am.
Oh my God. She says, I'm coming for the police department and the hospital. And she did. She filed a lawsuit against the hospital. That's why she might just get a slap on the wrist. Shake my head, yo. I can't.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I guess do I do what?
Response for obstruction.
Trying to do one.
Oh, they said it's homicide and
can they arrest Rosa for disturbing an arrest? Like, what? She's disturbing this arrest right here. Like, what the hell, Rosa? And they're getting irritated. They're like, we're here to arrest her. Are you done talking to your lawyer? Like, oh my gosh, she's a dumbass.
Okay.
Probably just nosy neighbor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's here. She's here right now.
Obstructing. Thank you. Harboring a fugitive. Harboring a killer, a baby killer.
Might not be a nosy neighbor. Guess I could have better part
Could you please let her know?
That is his policy.
I will give it to you. Please don't. Please don't.
She ran away from 1002 West Washington.
It's nothing personal. I really do. And we understand. But we have to do our jobs too. Okay?
I understand that. I understand that.
Look at her reaction over her daughter going to jail. Shut up, Rosa. It's not that big of a deal. They're not going to kill her in jail. And why didn't you react to this when your grandbaby was smothered and stuffed in a trash bag at the hospital? Where were the tears then? She's a psychopath with Alexee.
That's Melanie. That's Devin's mom. She's good. She's okay.
We're not going to be rough with her or anything. We're just going to take her over there and book.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Just bring her out. You can be with her the entire time.
Oh
Okay?
my
Do you know where
God.
the public safety conference is? 3200 West Main?
You can follow us over there. I will take you there. You can follow me over there.
As soon as I release the criminal complaint to her, she can then give it to you there, okay?
When can I get like her bond? What?
That's set up by the judge. It's Magistrate Judge Chuck
When-
Foster. He should be doing it if it's after 3. He'll be doing it in the morning. On the back? All right.
You have the original?
I have the original and a copy.
A copy. Do you want to give me the copy? And I'll make you a copy?
Works for me.
Because we need the, well, I gotta sign off on the original.
Well, I'll just,
How about we just meet at the,
well, yeah, the original plan, sir.
yeah.
Probably.
Rosa. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Just no flammables, or sharp objects.
Yeah.
Oh, another one.
I really didn't mark my best spot.
Writing down for her lawyer for when she gets over there. Her TJ is very small. No idea.
Central 7077 14
Where's Tam for?
Oh, is it the boyfriend?
I don't know what he drives. I've only ever called him.
That's my other daughter.
Oh, okay.
That's my daughter.
Oh, so Alexee has a sister. Where's the sister at? Shall we investigate later and try to find her on social media? That's interesting. Sisters had nothing to say, eh? If my sister killed the baby, I ain't defending her. I'm sorry. Call me harsh. I love my family. Blood is thicker than water, but killing a baby, no, I would not. I'm sorry. Nope. Yeah, I believe they had a funeral for the baby after she was released, and they named the baby Alex. Allegedly. I'm gonna fast forward it to Alexee gets out there. What is Alexee doing in there? I wondered if she was hiding stuff. Well, because like, what's taking her so long, dude? You're gonna be arrested. Like, what do you do? What are you doing? Getting ready for the prom? Like, you need your lip gloss to get booked? Like, what's taking so long?
Oh, Rosa.
Nothing sharp. Okay.
Yeah, naming. Yeah, I agree with you, Tay Driver. Tay says naming the baby after killing it is diabolical. It is. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Here you go, you guys. Dun dun dun. The baby killer.
Exactly. Alright. What's your name?
Alexee.
Okay. What's the last for your social?
She don't even know it.
Don't know it?
She don't even know it. Let me know in the chat if you knew your social by the time you were 19 or 20. I think I knew that when I was fairly young, but she's doing a live trying to act like a victim. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Alexee, do you know your date of birth?
Yes.
Okay.
11/25/03.
Do you see how she's acting? Like, this is a sign of something. I'm not a psychologist. I only have a minor, but this is a sign of control. She can't do anything for herself. Like, what? Do you guys see that? Like,
Do you have to walk her all the way over there? Can you bring her car over there?
very sheltered.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'll go get it.
Alexee, are you okay with your mom getting your criminal complaint when we get to the detention center? It has your personal information on it. Are you okay with your mother getting the criminal complaint? It has your personal.
Yeah, everybody's like, we knew our social 14, 15. Is she mentally challenged? I'm starting to think she really is. I heard the baby daddy was constantly cheating on Alexee. Well, do you blame him? I don't condone cheating, but daughter and mother are merged in a trauma, abusive, codependent, toxic relationship.
No identifying information on it. Serial number, date of birth.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. I have to serve you first, then your mom can get it, okay? Alright, dude. He's gonna move his unit around. No medications, anything you need to take while you're in there?
Yes or no?
Okay.
She has still been like bleeding, so I don't know if she needs.
Do you have any?
So this is a couple months after the hospital incident, and she's still bleeding. She probably damaged her uterus and stuff from ripping the baby out. Her boyfriend cheated while she was in jail. I generally don't laugh at that. I think that's messed up. But you know what? You deserve it, Alexee. You killed that baby. I'm sorry. But she was a cheerleader, so I doubt mentally challenged academic aspect. Why are they being so lenient with the baby killer? I know.
I don't know if they have tampons.
They do have tampon products.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure if you take your own.
And she, do you want to grab some? Can she grab some of that real quick? Or?
Do you mind if
Get your little bag.
one of us goes?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just making sure you're doing.
Just grab your little.
Okay. And just nothing sharp, no flammables, nothing sharp, okay? Okay, they're gonna check it when you get over there, okay?
Confirm that address is 611 North 1st Street. 611 North 1st.
She's acting like she's innocent. She's like, I'm just going to grab my little bag. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Okay, we'll check those when you, same thing, okay? We're gonna check all that when you get
Use the tampons that are shitty from the jail.
over there, okay?
I'm sorry, you guys. This makes me pissed off. Laura?
Right now too.
All right. What's in there?
Personal pads.
Personal pads?
Yeah, she needs them.
Oh.
First 200 West Main Street, the public safety complex.
Oh, well, don't you bleed after you give birth for a while? And then, so she probably bled for like, what, 30 days? And then she probably got her period again. Or maybe she did have health issues because of this. I can't imagine that you would have normal cycles in a normal working uterus and hormonal system when you literally rip a baby out.
Door, you know where we first spoke in the records?
Yeah.
If you just go over there. Is there already 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll meet her in the front.
Okay. I'll get with him and do all stuff, go to dispatch.
I'll meet you in the front.
We're Tampa. I'll be headed your way shortly.
Or relay the rest.
She may be anemic, yeah. Did you guys see the little ashes too? I saw that. It's not bring your own pad to prison. No, it's not. I thought they didn't let you in with crap. Like, I didn't even think, I mean, they don't even let you in with your own underwear. Hi, Natasha. I'm tripping here, you guys. Tripping.
I'll be headed your way for the relay shortly.
Oh, I love this. Seeing her getting arrested.
Yeah, I'm gonna go station East Side or something. I'll relay. I'll just go straight there. I didn't bring my phone with me. What's that? Yeah.
Okay. So that's basically it. She gets arrested, she gets out on bond, and then she remains out. So it's embarrassing. Justice system. Okay, I wanted to read to you guys something that I saw online. Maybe it helps us. I was reading like these, why am I spacing? These like vlog threads. And I was just curious. I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought this could be possibly it. When I was arrested, they didn't let me pack a bag. No, that's right, Laura. I know. When they didn't let me either. I wasn't like, can I grab my lip gloss, everyone? I need my lip gloss. Okay, so it says, I found this exactly. I thought this was interesting. It says, in the footage, her mother's tone reminds me of those time my parents were being deceptive. They would ask questions that flipped victim and offender to escape responsibility. I don't know if I'm describing it right, but I could hear the deception, not shock. When she kept repeating, nothing cried, the distancing language alongside repetition may indicate disassociation. Her mother was in denial, but faced with reality, she chose deception. Is it possible that psychological abuse at home has diminished her ability to make life-saving choices for herself? Although Margaret Mahler's work is a bit controversial, she does discuss the effect of emotional neglect and psychological abuse, which may apply here. There is a parent-child dynamic that prevents children from developing critical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills. This lowers their cognitive ability to make well thought out decisions, effectively rendering them incapable of it. Much of our development requires practicing what we observe, which children do through play and conversation. Controlling parents can be purely overpowering or fluctuating between neglectful and overbearing behavior. Additionally, I have lived experience as a survivor. For me, the amount of effort it took to break free of the brainwashing was substantial. If she's living at home, she may feel helpless and unable to defy real or perceived expectations from her mother. I've commented here before about not having compassion in this case. She clearly has no sense of right or wrong. The dynamic reminds me of Gypsy Rose. Perhaps being incarcerated will give her space to think, but it might leave her vulnerable to additional manipulation and abuse. Regardless, they both need to come to terms with reality and face charges. The mother should be considered an accomplice. I just thought that was a really good article as I was like doing research on this case. I'm like, this is it. I feel it. Like there's psychological abuse, control, like just the way the mom acts. Like my mom would never act like that. I know everyone's different and when they're angry and grief, and I know, but like, the weird vibes I get from her. Yes, I know. That was a good article. I was like, I have to share this. Okay, so we're going to watch the last clip, and this is from Law and Crime, and they talk about the hearing that we're going to be watching tomorrow. Alexee's a complete psycho. I think so too. I really think she has mental issues. And not like anxiety and depression. No, like I think she is mentally ill. Mom acted like she did nothing wrong. Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to watch the court hearing, and I'm going to read through the brief that the judge agreed with. But right now we're just going to watch a clip on from Law and Crime. They talk about the recent hearing and like what basically her defense lawyer is, like what came of that. So it's really good. And this is the last clip I have for today. Let's get started.
Scene inside an emergency room bathroom where a high schooler is accused of giving birth to a full-term baby, then trying to hide it. We've been following Alexee Trevizo's case for years. Now, her defense is trying to toss out some of the case's most critical evidence, what they said to New Mexico's highest court this week. We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Prosecutor with back pain, and she ended up giving birth in an ER bathroom. But instead of calling for any of the medical professionals to come help her, prosecutors say that she put the newborn in the bathroom trash can, leaving it to be discovered minutes later by a housekeeper. The baby was dead. Prosecutors say there's evidence that the baby boy was breathing when he was born, while Trevizo insists the child was stillborn and that she hadn't known she was pregnant, so she panicked. Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies' body-worn cameras were rolling when they arrived at the hospital in the middle of the night to a bone-chilling report.
We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex. And she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing a vaginal exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. Oh, wow. Okay. So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it's underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah, how old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant.
Trevizo, who was 19 years old on January 27th, 2023, was initially charged with intentional abuse of a child, tampering with evidence, and murder in the first degree. Later, the criminal complaint dropped the abuse charge. We were actually able to see the charges that Trevizo is now facing when we looked her up on truthfinder.com. Truthfinder is right now.
I'm going to skip past the ad.
But Trevizo, over the next few months, help give us insight into what happened. But Trevizo's defense team doesn't want the jury at Trevizo's murder trial to see those, including the moment the truth came out in Trevizo's hospital room. Watch this.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out in me and I didn't know what to do. Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying or nothing. What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Like how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months? She was crying. Lexi, have you watched the news?
We played all this body cam in the beginning too. If you guys have missed it when you do the replay, we played all of it in full.
Okay, the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail. That was crying.
I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, you do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything.
Trevizo's mom, Rosa, went to the waiting room where the baby's father is with other family members. Now, she swears she didn't know Trevizo was pregnant and has serious concerns about what happened to her daughter next.
What's going to happen with her?
So she's going to get treatment before we even talk to her because she needs to be stabilized. So that's why she didn't let it out.
Okay.
Once she gets stabilized, we'll try and talk to her. The baby's going to go up north for autopsy. More likely it'll be done within the next day.
Is she gonna get taken after she's released? How?
Get what?
Are y'all gonna take her into custody or anything like that?
That depends on what the DA finds. We have to wait for the autopsy to come back to see what happened. Because right now with how everything happened, we're gonna do an investigation, get more information from OMI, Office of Medical Investigator up north. And with that, we present that to the DA, see what the DA wants to do with charges, if any at all.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know. I just thought, like she said, I had back pain while my hips are hurting me. I think I need to go to the chiropractor. I said, okay, let's go tomorrow. But she was in really a lot of pain,
When did it start?
Like the pain?
Yes.
Yesterday she said it was really bad, that her hips were hurting and her back. And then last night we're on the phone together and she said her hips were hurting bad. I said, asked her if anything else is hurting. And she said just everything. And she went to sleep.
But she's a cheerleader too, so she's big in cheers. They have cheer competition. She works out.
And she's been active this whole time?
Yeah, she's been active this whole.
What is cheer having to do with anything? Okay, she's been active. That's just so weird.
According to medical staff, Trevizo was still bleeding a lot after the birth and needed to go to a trauma center where she could see an obstetrician. So she ended up being flown via a helicopter to another facility. Detectives started to put together what happened, and their interviews with hospital personnel all had something in common. Their horrified reaction to the scene in the bathroom once Trevizo left.
All I saw was blood everywhere, on the walls, on the toilet. It just looked like horror film. When I went in there, it was a bloody massacre mess.
Could you describe it if possible?
Yeah, there was blood everywhere.
There was quite a bit of blood in there.
So let's go back to around 1 o'clock in the morning, January 27th, 2023. Trevizo arrives at the emergency room with her mom complaining of back pain. The nurses started her on some pain medication and ran some basic tests on her urine and blood. And that's when they discovered the 19-year-old was pregnant. But before they could confront Trevizo with that news, she said she had to go to the bathroom. So she quickly went down the hallway. Now take a listen to what multiple nurses and the custodian who was sent to clean up the restroom say happened next.
She started feeling a little better, and then she said she needed to go have a bowel movement, and that's kind of when the whole thing happened.
So what did you do after that? So when she went to do the bowel movement, where were you at?
Initially, I was at the nurse's station, and then at some point I went and kind of checked on her, knocked on the door, seen if she needed.
We didn't watch his interview, but we can tomorrow. I agree, Carrie. Throw out the confession, pretended it's a stillbirth, and it's still effing horrible. She did what she did, right? Yeah.
Anything she denied. She said she didn't need anything.
Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything.
Toilet flush?
Yes. After a while, I started hearing. So I probably checked on her 2 to 3 times. I'm not exactly sure. And then I just kept hearing paper towel dispenser and flushing and the water running. I knocked in. Did she need anything? Denied anything. And then eventually it got to a point where I said, "You need to come out." And I asked the clerk to get the key to unlock the door, because obviously she locked the door to go to the restroom. And whenever we finally had the key to unlock it, she opened it and just kind of walked out.
Did she say anything at that
She didn't
point?
say anything. She was just looking kind of straight past me and went back to the room.
Did you look into the restroom?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
what did you see?
Went into the restroom and I saw a large amount of blood.
Where?
And it was on the floor. It appeared to, like, she had tried to wipe it up in places.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of on the back wall behind the commode, the toilet. And so I said, you okay? What happened? And she said, I'm on my period. What she said. And she walked out. And then I went in, because at this point we had already received the positive pregnancy lab test.
When was that?
No, it was not a stillborn. They're saying that the baby did have oxygen. He did breathe. He was alive when she gave birth to the baby.
I couldn't tell you the exact time, but I know prior to that, we got a positive pregnancy test on her.
Okay, prior to the bowel movement, did you tell her that y'all got a positive?
No, the doc hadn't been in there to tell her yet.
Okay, so, okay.
Yeah, so went in there and I did look into the trash can at that time to see if there had been anything tossed, but the liner was fresh and completely empty. I didn't pick up the can, obviously I would have known. I just looked in the can and there was nothing in there. It was a fresh liner.
So there's no trash in the
There was
liner?
nothing in there, yeah.
Do you know if they keep fresh liners? Because I know some places they put
there's usually
new
like a
liners
roll
in the bottom of the trash can, and then they put the liner in.
Exactly.
Take the trash out.
Right, that way when they change it, they can just put a fresh one in. So there's usually a roll or a bunch of extra liners at the bottom of the trash.
So you said there was blood on the floor, and it looked like some parts of it looked like it had been.
Right, it looked like it had been wiped up.
Well, and you said on the wall. Was there any on the toilet?
I think there might have been some at the bottom of the toilet. I don't remember if there was some like on the actual seat.
Okay.
Yeah, because when she ran to the bathroom, I did see her pass me. Because I remember I told the girls, because she had her hand on her crotch and one on her butt, and she was running to the bathroom, and I was like, "Damn, I guess we gotta go." And because one of the lab tech, Erica, was sitting there and we were talking.
Both of these interviews we're gonna watch tomorrow.
She was like, "Dang," she was like,
And
"Really?" And that's when we noticed she was in there for quite some time. So I don't know if maybe the baby was already coming out and she was just ran to the bathroom as fast as she could, or what. Like a few more flushes had gone by, and then that's when Chris was like, I don't know, because I told him, what if she's having a miscarriage in there and, flushing stuff down the toilet. So he knocked on the door and he's like, you gotta unlock this door. And then she wouldn't reply, and he's like, if you don't reply, he goes, and then that's when she heard him call for me. And he was like, Laura, you got the spare key to this bathroom? And I was like, yeah, because we keep like a ring of keys by the desk where I sit. So I went and I got the key, and just as we were getting ready to open the door, she opened it, and all I saw was like blood everywhere, like on the walls, on the toilet. It just looked like horror film.
And you say where it is also on the floor too?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Now, was it covering the floor, or was it like splotches?
you could tell she was wiping it up with paper towels because it was like smeared.
Okay.
I noticed she had bloody footprints that she was leaving going back to the room that we had put her in. So I had called housekeeping, which was Leela, and I was like, hey Leela, I'm sorry to bother you. I said, but I think this patient just had a miscarriage in our bathroom and she looked like a mess. If you could come and clean it. And she said, okay.
So when I went in there, it was a gory, bloody massacre mess.
Could you describe it if possible?
Yeah, there was blood everywhere. There was blood on the floor, on the wall.
Do you remember which wall?
The one behind the toilet, and then the one on the side right here. There's the one where the toilet sits, back of that.
Yeah.
And then on the side.
Where the call button is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it was all over the place, all over the floor, because even when I was going into the bathroom, there was blood on the coming out of the bathroom on the floor.
Okay.
So it was everywhere.
Okay.
So there's blood coming out of the bathroom? Do you know how far it went? Okay.
I think they were the person that was in there in her footsteps. And so I started getting the trash out, and then when I did that, I seen that there was a baby in there. And that's when I freaked out, and I called Lori and HT, or the nurses up front. and because there was a baby in the trash.
When I talked to her that night, she said she cleaned the blood first, then went to.
Yeah, and I usually, when there's like one or two things in the wastebasket, I usually pick it up and take it out, but I didn't that night. And then, like, I've been kicking myself on this because I feel like, you know, if I would have just taken it out, I would have seen it.
Well, no one prepares for that type of thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Most people don't act like that, so don't blame yourself for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a natural thing to do.
I mean, it's just hard because I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I've dealt with death before, but never like this.
Right.
You know, like it was horrible.
I know that he came to me and said there was some issues because they had ran a pregnancy test on her and they found out she was pregnant. And she was adamant, the mother was in the room with her and was adamant and designed to.
Did you see that? Or did it was?
No, Chris came to me and told me this is what was going on because we were having an issue.
Okay.
And he was worried about the mother, the dynamics between the mother and the daughter because the daughter was completely denying she was pregnant and the mother was relatively upset about that she was pregnant. And then I told Lori, call housekeeping, they got to come clean this up. Which time she called Leela, who was on call for housekeeping. Then I was just sitting there, and then the next thing, Lori comes and goes, HC, oh my God, you better come to the bathroom. I go in the bathroom, and she goes, something's in the trash can. I'm like, I looked in there, there's a clean liner. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, pick it up. I picked it, I could feel the weight. I knew then we had a serious problem. I just grabbed the trash can and went right across the hall to trauma 2. The liner was pulled out, but there was another trash bag in there in the bottom, but it was all it was rolled up. So I had to tear it apart. And then, of course, I saw the baby in there. So I pulled the baby out, got him on the bed, checked for signs of life. There was absolutely no life whatsoever. I immediately came out of there. After I did that, went into the room where she was performing the vaginal exam, and I immediately told her, you have to come out now. And she came out and we went into trauma 2 and she reassessed the baby. At that time, between me and Chris and her, we determined, there was no reason for us to begin any life saving. The baby was completely gone.
She essentially was scared. She was worried that she was going to get in trouble.
This is such a red flag to me. Joel said it. I'm wondering if the daughter was scared of her mom, why would she want to keep it hidden so badly? And how concerned she is. Yeah, again, there's something here with Rosa.
She did have a back and forth with her mother that was just about like, they said, the mom was upset because she had had sex and hadn't told her. So they were going back and forth on that. And then she was just denying it, which was a little wasn't really deniable at that point in time.
Right.
So the patient was denying having sex at this point to her mom.
Yeah, she was trying to state that she was still a virgin.
After she came in from the bathroom and all the blood and all that.
So did the pelvic, and then I think shortly after that, the mom was in the waiting room after that. And then she was just worried. She was asking me like what was going to happen. I told her I was like, did not know.
Is this when you found out she was worried about getting in trouble? Did she tell you anything like?
She didn't say anything about what had happened. Mm-hmm. She was just essentially worried that she was just going to get in trouble.
So that's what I mean. Were those the questions she was asking?
Mm-hmm. Like what's going to happen to me? Like that kind of thing.
Did she ever ask about the baby?
No.
Not once.
Is there anything we haven't asked you think we should know?
I'm just going to tell you this. I've never, ever seen a reaction like that girl. I don't even know what to say about it. There was zero emotion. I don't even know what to say. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen women that are only married or not married, but pregnant for 6 weeks and they lose that baby and they're a mess. You know what I mean? That girl went into that bathroom, made no sounds at all, and the baby came out of her. And I don't even know how she functioned that way to do what she did and with no emotion. I've never seen anything like it.
Trevizo was arrested months later on May 10th at her home after the Office of the Medical Examiner released a report indicating the baby's death was a homicide. She was booked into jail and later released on a $100,000 bond to finish the school year and attend graduation. Everything seemed to be on track for Trevizo to go to trial, but her defense team argued that her statements from her hospital bed that were caught on body camera shouldn't be heard at trial because they were protected under doctor-patient privilege, and Trevizo at that point had not been read her Miranda rights. The prosecutor's office appealed to the state Supreme Court, and the 5-judge panel heard oral arguments on Thursday this week and questioned the attorney's reasoning on both sides. The state made arguments first, followed by the defense, then a rebuttal from the state.
The reason why the state believes there's no interrogation here, Your Honor, is when you look at the video, just so we're all starting from a baseline, the police do not ask her any questions at all. The police do at one point ask the mother, does she have a driver's license? They hand that over. Of course, they're going to run everyone for warrants, like showing up at a car accident scene. But as I cited in the briefs, we all are familiar with cases that say asking for a driver's license thing, and that's procedural. That doesn't count as interrogation. So then the question would be, did the police say anything that would be, as Ines says, reasonably likely to elicit?
It was not saying it can be actions as well. And that's what I want to focus on is actions, because I get that the police didn't say anything, they didn't ask questions. But here my concern is that if we only review the video, and that's out of context to what the police have been told prior to going into the room. There's been a report, they've heard from the nurse, probably things maybe the nurse shouldn't have told them, and then they're invited to go in. And so there's action as a result of that that's different than like they just pop their head in, or if the report had just been made without healthcare folks tying the report to this young lady. That might be different if they were just going room to room saying we'd like everybody's name and information. But here they have this body of knowledge before they walk in the room, and that's what troubles me in this case.
I don't see a problem with that because, generally when the police arrive at a scene, they're going to want to talk to the reporting party. Now, granted, the doctor, whoever it was that called the police, the reporting party here is a little ambiguous. It's essentially the medical staff, the hospital. It's not like a neighbor calling the police on a loud party next door, but the police naturally are going to want to talk to the doctor, the nurse, get a little bit of information before they march in there. I think the police acted very reasonably here. They talked to the doctor, they talked to the nurse, and I think the police are smart enough to realize that just because this charge nurse is telling them this, that, and the other, that's just for the police officer's information. There's no legal bar to the police going in the exam room. Now, granted, I admit it. Had the doctor said, look, I need to talk to her. I don't want you in there yet. Can you hold on while I talk to her? I think the police, you can tell from the video, they were very deferential to the doctor. One thing I wanted to point out, because I believe now is a really good time to say that, there's a lot in the answer brief that suggests that the police presence there caused a delay or hindered treatment of some kind, or even delayed possibly her being flown to Roswell. I want to be very clear. There is absolutely zero evidence in the record that would support any fact finder in finding that any medical procedure or care was hindered or delayed, or that they even had anything to do with the helicopter arriving. So what I would say is, the best answer I have is I don't believe there was a medical reason for the police to be in there, but clearly the doctor did not say, I want to talk to her in private. I don't want you in there yet. I know we called the police, we called you, but please don't go in there. I need to talk to her. Do they have a legal reason to be in there? Yes. Now, might it have been
What's the legal reason?
Well, they're investigating this, and they probably want to, at some point.
Watching her get a pelvic exam, is that investigation?
Well, later on in the video, there is a point in the video when the nurse says, will you two please step out? And the police do. They step out of the hallway because there was probably medical.
Was that hindering their investigation? Asking them to leave?
No, it wasn't hindering at all. And the police were very polite. They went out in the hallway. Another thing I wanted to mention too, and again, I think some of this is more clear when you sort of watch the video from beginning to end. There's a point in the video, pretty much exactly at 3 o'clock, where you see the police are out in the hallway, and they say to the nurse, they say, well, we don't really want to go in there and cause her more stress. She's dealing with a lot. And at that point, it's 3 o'clock. You see the sergeant and the other officer go back into the room when they've clearly been on the hallway. And the sergeant says, look, we're going to continue waiting on the hallway. We don't want to add to your stress. We know this is stressful. And then the sergeant even explains, we can't have your mom in here right now. We're waiting for the detective. You are 19 years old, but we're going to keep waiting in the hallway. We don't want to add to your stress. I know at answer brief, page 9, it certainly seemed to be making the claim that the police were in their room the entire time for that 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and that's just not true.
It's the ramifications of this case that are extraordinary for Ms. Trevizo and for every vulnerable patient in New Mexico, and for the state's commitment to safe, confidential reproductive health care.
I cannot believe they're making it about violation of privacy, etc. And a baby was put into a trash can at the hospital. I'm just disgusted.
And even more importantly, to maintaining the line that separates medical care from police investigations. Physicians and medical personnel take on the role of caregiver. Police take on the role.
What about, hello, who was caring for the baby? The hospital tried.
Of investigator. If we accept the state's position.
This is just parts of this too. We're going to watch this in full tomorrow.
In this case, that line completely disappears. And it's to the detriment of New Mexico patients at their most vulnerable moment. Police are in the emergency department every single day. This is something real live doctors have to navigate every single day. And the people who are there are inherently at their most vulnerable moment. There are guidelines here. The state's position is essentially there is no limit. We heard counsel talk a lot about that video. In that video, we see Alexee Trevizo on the bed, hemorrhaging in a hospital gown. Those are the circumstantial ideas, right, that we talked about earlier, that your honors talked about earlier in terms of circumstantial custody, that she's not free to leave. But that's not what puts her in custody for Miranda purposes. I mean, that's part of the coercive environment that they're exploiting, that they're taking advantage of here. But the reason she's in custody is because she has 4 authority figures acting in concert, only one of whom she's ever seen before. That's the doctor, the charge nurse. And as if you've all seen the video, he's a large man who aligned himself very strongly with police. These 3 men walk into the room and they're physically blocking the door. The operative question for the court is, would a reasonable 19-year-old high school girl in that situation feel free to leave? And the answer is no, even if she wasn't hemorrhaging, even if she wasn't hooked up to an IV, even if she hadn't just experienced the first vaginal exam of her entire life and the precipitous labor and delivery of what the defense posits was a stillborn in the bathroom. The police should absolutely not have been in the patient care room, nor should Dr. Vasquez have instructed her entire ED staff not to interact with Ms. Trevizo except for in the presence of law enforcement.
Even if you give the defendant the benefit of the doubt that she did not know she was pregnant, immediately upon giving birth, the natural thing you would think anybody would do is, help, help, I just had a baby, help, help, I need help. She did not tell anybody for 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes later that
this is so true. Hello.
The cleaning lady found the baby, and obviously another 5-10 minutes till the police showed up. I think one can make a good argument that she did not even from the beginning avail herself of the physician-patient privilege. State v. Roper, 1996 NMCA 73, paragraph 6, said the privilege is designed to encourage patients to make complete disclosures of symptoms. I would argue that if you're hiding a material fact from the doctor that you just gave birth to a baby, you're not asking for help, arguably you're not even availing yourself for a privilege. Now, I understand after the fact, now that she's caught and she's in trouble, she wants to say, my privilege was violated. But State v. Strauss, 2015 NMSC 9, paragraph 44, states expressly, privileges often have limits, particularly where there are conflicting interests that may outweigh the interest of confidentiality. And it's interesting that Strauss notes in paragraphs 29 to 31 that New Mexico in 1973 became one of the earliest states in the country to impose a mandatory reporting duty on all persons. So New Mexico has a rich history of protecting children and babies. And the other one more thing I wanted to note is it's also interesting that some of this privacy and privilege is a little bit pick and choose what serves me. There was a lot of emphasis in the answer brief about privacy and privacy. and they didn't respect her privacy. And yet there's something in the answer before they say, well, the hospital let her go to the bathroom unattended. Well, she's 19 years old. It's ludicrous, almost incredible to me that they expected the doctor to go into the bathroom or a nurse to go into the bathroom and stand over her to make sure she didn't do anything. So there's got to be some treatment of, you're 19 years old, you're a responsible adult. I think that's been a little lacking here in terms of the defendant certainly has rights, she's on trial, but there has to be something said for the baby's rights too.
The judges will now
whoever that man is, I want to kiss his face. He said the baby's rights. We are here for the baby's rights.
Consider whether Trevizo's own statements can be used in her trial.
Melly versus here for the baby's rights.
They say they'll release their findings at a later date. In the meantime, Trevizo is suing the hospital for her baby's wrongful death, saying that hospital staff gave her medications that could have impacted her pregnancy even after the positive pregnancy test. We'll, of course, continue to follow this case as...
Okay. Isn't that crazy? We're going to watch that hearing in full tomorrow, so get ready. Come prepared with your drink or something, because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So tomorrow we're going to do part 2, and we're going to cover the hearing and then cover the rest of the interrogations we didn't see. There's, I think, 2 or 3. And then we have 1 phone call when the detective calls Alexee. And then I think that might be it for the body cam. I have to look. But yes, what time tomorrow? Don't know, but I always schedule it before, rolling my eyes at her suing the hospital. Oh, and that's another thing I'm doing. Thank you, Tay, for reminding me. Tomorrow we're reading the brief where the judge takes her side and agrees. So yeah, I know. I'm disgusted. Alexee and Rosa need to be in prison with Mackenzie Shirilla. Yeah, right? I'm disgusted. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to hit the like button on your way out, hype it up, hype this live up, say hi in the comments, subscribe, and then we'll do Mackenzie live. I have it scheduled. I'll start earlier though, because we finished here earlier. So thank you, Ash, for being here. This is crazy. I am so glad I decided to cover this. I needed a refresher as things are starting to move along in this case. This dumbass cop and nurse and doctor all mess this up. Yeah. That is BS about the meds or standard drugs and safe for late pregnancy. Hospitals have protocols just in case of situations like this. I think people knew I think her friends, her school, the teachers, and her mom, and I think they all knew. How could you not know? Especially being a cheerleader and gaining that much weight. Like, I think it would have been question for concern, no? I don't know. Okay, make sure you hit the like button. I have, hey, little Nancy, we're just ending this live and we're going to have another one right now. Is the like button the heart button to the right? It's the thumbs up. And the hype button, I don't know exactly what that looks like. But yes, find it. Hype. Yes, shout out to all my mods. Love you and appreciate you guys. Okay, we're ending this live, hopping over to Mackenzie Shirilla. Take a quick little break, regroup, refresh, arrest Alexee Trevizo and put her in prison is what we think. Stevie Wonder would have known she was pregnant. Stop making me laugh. When's the next stream gonna be? I need to get a snack. Come scoop. I'll scoop, you guys, when it's ready, okay? I'll scoop when it's ready. But it's scheduled. I'll be a little bit earlier though. So thank you so much for being here. Like I said, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. It really, really helps your girl hype the live. And I will see you guys shortly on the next one. Bye.